folks. All right, so welcome to another edition of the Psychic Roundtable, and this time we're going to be doing ghost stories. So first I'm going to add Wade MacMorrighan, pagan, journalist, author, longtime pagan, Gardnerian, Dedicant. Thor, mystical researcher, psychic vampire, all-around cool personality. Oh, he's a Wiccan as well. Earl, longtime pagan and also the host of Pagan Radio and Pagan Event Promoter, Earl Williams. And he also has really good book recommendations.
Actually, some chocolate milk is bad. The rest of my chocolate milk.
No, I can't give you any chocolate milk, Matt. Sorry. Anyway, Matt. DPART, Des Moines. Okay, you know what? You're going to have to say again what DPART means. I always flub it.
Des Moines Paranormal Activity Research Team, DPART. Not to be confused with DPART, which came up today again. An old colleague of mine. She was an old teammate of mine. Her brother-in-law actually was in my meeting with him and Dan Burgess back in the day when DPART used to be a thing. So I think Dan has since retired, but I don't know who he ended up passing the keys to the kingdom to, but.
Well, folks, Matt hunts ghosts. He leads ghost hunts. He does all kinds of creepy, scary, spooky stuff, and some of them professional.
Oh, that word.
I know. Right. I'm going to go figure out where the heck Angel is, because she was supposed to be on this too. She's really excited. As you guys know, or maybe you don't, the two topics I was competing between were energy cleansings and how people do them, or ghost stories. And all of my clients were like, oh my God, ghost stories. So hope you guys got some good ghost stories. But before we get started, I do want to mention a little something. Yeah, Matt, you can just hold your tongue. Hold on just a second.
I don't have my glasses, so I'm trying to see the screen.
You're making weird faces at me. I love it. All right, so you got some different types of hauntings. You have your residual haunting, which is basically just a recording. That's where the spirits are just, the energy has been left, and that can be either positive. Go ahead.
Imprinting, caused by imprinting.
Bingo. Yes. I made some notes. I'm actually going to do an article, and I'm going to drag Matt, Mr. Paranormal Investigator, our paranormal expert.
You got twice. You made my skin crawl tonight. Oh,
I know. We're going to have you putting on airs tonight, Matt. All right. So we got your residual or your imprint.
Thank you so much.
You have your intelligent haunting, which is an actual spirit. You have your slimer, which is your ecto slime, stuff like that. That can get gross and weird. Poltergeist. A lot of people are familiar with that. Aggressive, mischievous, noisy spirit. Loves preteen girls, and we're not sure if it's attracted to them or they're attracted to it or what's going on.
I would like to throw in a side note on the poltergeist. That's caused by the living. It's not an actual entity in and of itself. Well, that's debatable after it exists for so long. But we believe that a lot of us believe that's the energy caused by somebody going for an awakening causes the poltergeist activity. So it's actually caused by the living.
Matt, snuggle up to your speaker because you're fading in and out, babe. And yeah, poltergeist activity, there is quite a bit of debate on that. Anyway, let me jump through the rest. Entity, which is non-human. So that's elemental, demon, or other. I hate to throw around the D word because that gets a little, dramified. You've got your thrall, which is where the ghosts actually slightly influence people to work out their unfinished business. And that can always get problematic, and you want those spirits gone. We appreciate them, but they need to work it out on their own time. You got your portal hauntings, which is basically where a spirit portal pops up, and this can be anywhere, everywhere, all the wares, and it starts making things like Grand Central Station. You want those out. You want the portals closed, and you want them gone. And then you have my favorite, the infestation, where you just have everything there, and it will not go away. All right, guys.
Portal. A lot of time portal hauntings coincide with infestations. 9 times out of 10. Let's go ahead and just be honest.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the schoolhouse was infested via portals. It was sitting on a giant vortex via the ley line.
Now you guys ain't lived. Oh, that's got to be fun. Now you guys ain't lived until some idiot conjures a portal creating entity. and then the area becomes like Swiss cheese. Yes, Matt. Yes. Oh, that is so much.
Done that twice.
Not fun. Hey, how did you get that portal closed, and how did you get the entity gone? Talk about that.
Never did. We never did.
Really? Nah, you're supposed to be our expert. Damn it.
Some stuff you just can't do.
I know.
Seriously. And that's why I don't charge for our services, because we can't guarantee what it is we're going to come in and try to do. So I can't, in theory, charge somebody money for something I'm not even sure that's going to work.
So you're telling me all the people I'm charging and sending your way, I shouldn't do that? Oh, well. No,
there's a particular, as far as I know, I don't think anything has been done about it, but there's a particular entity that's been sealed up at in the attic of the fucking Klondike Inn now for years, since shortly after the school got torn down.
So why would anybody seal something in there? You want to send it back? Sheesh.
We couldn't send it back. It was a type of entity. This was a special kind of entity, summoned by a special kind of person whom we both know, which I'm not going to say on the air, which was kind of in regards to last week's topic. Summoned Frodo.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If you get my drift, you know where I'm coming from now.
I get your drift. I'm feeling what you're laying down. All right, go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to go get Angel Lynn all situated and squared away. Hang on.
Well, I got a good one here for you.
All right.
Back in what was it, 89, 90, before I got married to my now ex, she was living in an old house that was built back in, I would say, late 1800s, early 1900s, over on the north side of Des Moines. And this old house got split up into apartments. Well, come to find out, this old house was actually a former funeral home. And I got woken up in the middle of the night by the sound of two kids laughing, and because she had a sink full of plastic cups in the sink, and I got woken up to those plastic cups going flying back and forth across the kitchen. And it's like, okay, all I did was I told the two kids, it's like, all right, it's bedtime, we'll play it again tomorrow. And they quit.
Okay, that is the most awesome response ever, Earl. Damn, I am impressed, dude.
We had a case similar to that, actually. A private residence. It turned out that his haunting was caused by a little girl that, for whatever reason, wouldn't move on. So instead of trying to figure that out, we did figure out that she liked to have this particular back bedroom, the blinds open in that room. You shut those blinds, and your knives would go flying, your cups would go flying out of your shit. So this little girl threw a tantrum, and whenever he'd open up the blinds again, because he was a shut-in, he's an Army vet. God bless his soul, Brian. I hope you're doing well out there, brother. But every time he would want to shut all of his blinds and not let any sunlight into his house to recluse, his shit would start flying. He'd call me. He's like, Matt, I got shit flying again. I'm like, dude, you know what you got to do. I'm like, let me guess, your shades are pulled again, aren't they? He's like, yeah, they are. I'm like, dude, then why are you calling? Then why are you calling me? You know what you got to do. And he would open them up, and the shit would stop. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a kicker for me, because getting woke up in the middle of the night with two kids laughing and plastic cups getting tossed back and forth across the kitchen. It's like, okay.
Don't you know the joke? The sweetest sound in the world is the sound of a child's laughter. Unless it's 3 a.m. and you don't have any kids.
Yeah, and that was interesting. After we found out that old house was actually a funeral home at one point. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
The object manipulation makes me more nervous. I'll tell you what, ain't nothing. Over close to 15 years I've been doing this, and I still want to Scooby-Doo out of a room every time I see something flying without, by an unseen force.
And to this day, I can still take you over to that house because I know right where it's at.
I wonder. We might have to get together, Wade, one of these days. Sorry, I'm eating dinner too. Breakfast pizza.
That's good.
Hmm.
Put some syrup on that. It'll make it better.
As far as ghost stories go, not really so much a ghost story as an experience with spirit. And I feel like I need to tell this story tonight. When my mom passed, I don't know how many people know this story. Alicia, you might know this story already. My mom was a very religious person. She belonged to a non-denominational church, Church of Christ, very traditional. Believed in both the New and Old Testament. Very conservative. And was not necessarily, we'll say, approvatory of the choices that I was making of going away from the church and then jumping into the paranormal. Because that was just something that wasn't allowed when I was growing up. We didn't talk about it. Ghosts didn't exist. Spirit didn't exist. It's God. It's this and nothing else.
Right.
And so the day she died,
Hey, babe. Good to see you.
she came to
Love.
me. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Angel.
Wait just a second, Matt.
Okay.
Hey guys, as y'all know, Angel Lynn, regular, fan favorite, psychic medium, pet psychic, clairaudient, and clairvoyant. Say hey, Angel Lynn.
Hey, Angel. I mean, hey, guys. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm well as can be expected, but I'm good.
If you want to share, you can. But that's
Looking
okay.
forward to tonight. Can't wait to hear. I love hearing everybody's story about this. So, and I think other people love it too.
Are you kidding me? All the clients in the shop have been hands down like ghost stories. Oh my God.
Right? They're like,
So, yeah.
finally. Yeah. This will be really cool.
All right. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead. I did not mean to
Oh,
interrupt.
sorry, Matt.
No, you're fine, hon. I think you came in right at the right time you needed to.
Yeah, you did.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
So kind of just a little bit of a backstory, Angel, because I know you haven't heard this story either. Give you the Reader's Digest version real fast. Mom didn't really approve of my choices going away from the church, getting into the paranormal, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when she died, she came to me the morning she died. I had a dream where she came to me and was like, Matt, I now understand why you do what you do and why you believe the way you believe. And I looked at her and I'm like, really? Changed because, you're not one to admit you're wrong.
Right.
She's not. She wasn't either. Come hell or high water,
a lot of
she
people
was
talk
never wrong.
for. Yeah.
And so she just kind of gave me that shit and grin that she gives me, and she just kind of turned around and faded away and didn't say anything. And I'm getting goosebumps and warmth just thinking about it right now. And so I woke up and no shit. I woke up to the phone ringing. It was my Aunt Linda calling to tell me that Mom had just passed not more than 5 minutes prior to that.
Holy cow. That's awesome. I mean,
And then on our way over to see the body, we had to go over and view the body that day.
right.
It was the big fluffy snowflakes that was my mom's favorite snow. The big
Oh
fluffy
my God. Yeah.
It was December. It was the December before COVID.
Okay.
December 1st. It was that big fluffy snow that just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That was the day my mom passed.
Wow.
And then it just stopped. When we came out, when done viewing the body, the snow was gone. There wasn't even any on the ground anymore.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's
so.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps, but it also gave me like a warm fuzzy feeling as a mom.
And you know what? I can honestly tell you that I feel closer to my mom now than I ever did when she was alive, because I know she's always with me.
I can totally comprehend that 100%.
And I was ready for her to pass as a teenager because she had health problems all of my life. You know, so I had to deal with her. I had to deal with her mortality at an early age.
Right. So you've been thinking about it.
Finally, when it was her time, I was, you know, I was actually grateful that she went, so she wasn't suffering.
Right. Right.
About
Actually,
anymore.
that's kind of a good question for others, like, because I lost two, and mine was sudden. And I mean, I dropped to the floor. I was young, same. I had a dream about my mom 3 nights after she passed away, who never really talked this stuff. In fact, I was going to Castle Church, and that's how out of her because she was little. She would sneak under those revival tents, and that's all she saw was speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, and so she didn't really let me go to church. Although she was the one that bought me my first Bible. And for her to come in my dream exactly 3 nights later, it was the night we honored her wishes. She wanted to be cremated, but we had a viewing, which for me, I'm glad we did, because had I that body, I swear to God, I think that knowing she's not. But for me, that's what and it was hard, but in the dream, she said, everything is gonna be okay. And that's interesting because over the years, as you know, life is ups and downs and downs lately for everyone. I think what she meant was she doesn't any more suffering, and we all won't be someday. Does that make sense?
We'll have a different set of problems on any side.
Yeah,
I mean, depending, but
I think as we all believe, the dogmas that the human construct dogmas that we have fade away,
right?
And we actually start to see stuff how it really is.
Oh, I agree. Yes, we're that floating soul.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody Lisa, we had anybody asking questions yet?
You're cutting we're sharing
with other.
Angelin, you're cutting in and out, honey. As far as questions and comments, we're only on YouTube and Twitter right now because some dumbasses decided to mess me over and lock up my Facebook again, 3rd time in a month. Yeah, I know. I've never had it done before. I've had it for 12 years, and never.
I know, right?
It's just like.
This is the second time in 6 weeks, Alicia.
Alicia will end very.
Really hope so, because this is getting downright. This bordering on harassment.
It's
at the same time, it's actually pushing me to look at new avenues. Thor,
I know, right? It's interesting how. Yeah.
I wouldn't have jumped on Spotify as quick as I did if they hadn't been messing over the Facebook. Now I'm doing
for reasons.
What?
And then today we started the groundwork for a Google Chats, which used to be called Hangouts, so that we can all keep in communication with each other and we don't have to worry about things going down.
We're gonna see if it works. I don't know. Yeah. It's just
so that just means guys talk to each other, or
basically
it's like a little messenger, but you can also share files or assign tasks and stuff like that, like if you need you to research this kind of thing.
That way anybody who's on the podcast is going to be there to be able to get you guys links and stuff. And it's just because Facebook Messenger, while it's amazing and all that it can do,
get you with you, Thor, and get those. Not, would you be willing to help me with that?
Yeah. I'll probably be doing most because I had offered to make a Discord for it, but not everyone's great with Discord.
But no,
I didn't. I've recently discovered the interesting world of Discord. I didn't realize it was kind of like make your own Facebook.
Yeah, kind of. Not entirely, but yeah. More like MySpace, actually.
What a Discord is.
Kathy Kinsey. My house was built in 1908. I've been told I have spirits in my house. At night, we hear footsteps and doors closing upstairs. No one there. Both my parents died in my house, and my dad visits sometimes. Awesome, Kathy. All right, guys.
I've been to Kathy's house. Yes, it is haunted in a good way. I mean,
But
I was
I
going
will throw this out. I would like to throw this out. Every house is haunted because if you stop and think about it, spirit is everywhere always. I mean, it was
absolutely.
spirit that they have around them at any given moment, at any given time.
almost every
Absolutely.
house, every building, everything is haunted by human spirits or elementals or something else. But I mean, if there's a person out there that hasn't had one of these experiences, they're just like asleep or something. I don't know. It's just
Right.
It's so prevalent.
Mhm.
Hold on, let's see here. Dad turns on my TV and changes channels to Ancient Aliens. Nice! Oh my God, my dad, if he passed out, he'd be like, "Nope, we're going."
Oh my God, he would too. Yeah. How about the cowboy alien?
Mike Ricksecker, a guy that I work with, actually just got on to Ancient Aliens and started consulting on that show. Actually, Mike Ricksecker, he's a good dude.
Nice. Nice,
pretty
nice,
cool.
nice. Great.
He's down in Illinois.
Well,
Yeah, they do make a lot of good there.
So year, what was it, 2007 when Dad passed, and later on that year for either Christmas or Thanksgiving, I went home, and my brothers had the house torn apart remodeling. And first thing that I hear when I'm walking in the door is Dad yelling at me.
Make it
they
stop.
weren't doing things the way that he wanted. And first thing when I walk in the door, he's yelling at me. I'm like, whoa, hold it. This isn't my idea. It's like, back off.
Yeah, but did he back off?
No, he was still
I
yelling.
didn't think so. Yeah.
No, he was still very adamant about things. They weren't doing
Because
things the
you
way
could
he
hear-
wanted. It's like, Dad,
He
leave me
felt like
alone.
he was-
It's not my idea. Just, I'll deal with it.
I have another.
Yeah, my brother.
If you all are interested, if nobody else has anything to share, I don't want to monopolize the time.
I do have one. It's a bit of a long one though, and it's a multi-connected story.
Go ahead.
So first off, so like was talking to a friend, and we were talking about ghost stories and stuff like that, of course. And he started telling me one of his stories, and it made me like stop because like I hadn't told him mine yet. And so I'll start with his. And so his was that he was at his friend's house, who it's been having a lot of stuff happen all the time, mostly stuff in the pool house, stuff like that. But he was at a party there with friends and all that. He's sitting kind of next to this large window, and like he's facing away from the TV. Everyone's facing the TV, and like he's just talking to friends and all that. And he just looks over and sees like a guy walk past. And he's like, "Oh, is his dad home or something like that?" But the guy looked familiar. Later on, he looked and found it was the neighbor, but neighbor was dead. So, yeah, simple on that one. But then he said later he had like the inclination to look again, and what he saw was this floating disc coin thing. It was he said it was about this big around, like just double size of the head about, and it had like a screaming face in it, like it was like leather being pushed out. Yeah. And when he described that, that's where I started shaking, because what happened to me is when I was living in North Dakota, I was in a trailer park, and both my parents had gone off to work, and so doors locked, everything. I'm sleeping in because teenager.
I was gonna say,
young,
huh?
What?
I got that you were young. You were young.
Yeah,
Happened to you.
And so
I don't care if you're young or
like,
old.
I get woken up by a doorbell, And I didn't really think about it at the time because I'm still waking up. So I'm like walking to the door. Right as I put my hand on the doorknob and start to open it, I realize we don't have a doorbell. So, and I open the door, and right there in front of me is this like floating, screaming mask that's like a disc. And like, it's just, I'm just stunned, just staring like, what? Still waking up completely.
Oh.
And it just like zips away across the road, and I just see it disappear over the ditch. But then I hear my cousin who lived over there screaming. Later on, I find out he woke up from a nightmare. Okay. He didn't tell me what it was. He just, yeah. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, but when he told me about his story, it threw me off because he described it in detail, exactly how I saw it.
You need to ask your cousin, the one that you heard screaming, waking up. You need to still, to this day, ask. He still remembers that. Yeah. And there's something that happened in that nightmare that you need to know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't talk to this cousin anymore. It was through abusive adoptive father family.
Yeah. You may not talk to him anymore, but he's going to reach. You're going to get some sort of communication here in the near future, and it's going to be out of the blue. And that's going to be the reason why.
I wouldn't doubt it if he ever does.
Or the more you put yourself out there, the more he'll see you. Becca X. How terrifying but rad. Thank you, Becca. Kathy, I never had experiences until we spent the night in Villisca. Yeah. I did. Okay.
Never been there, but we've done a daytime investigation there. That place is definitely active.
So but what happened after that is because we were talking about it. I decided to look up because I remember the date. It was imprinted on me. June 21st, I think it was 2006. And so it was like, I remembered it. So I looked into the, like, what happened in that time? Like, why is it going on? And I had found, because I didn't think about it at the time, because I was a young kid, there were cops next door the next morning. And
you didn't put two and two together at the time?
No, because it was next day. It was summer. I was just doing.
I forgot it. Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out that my neighbor, she had been stabbed 11 times in her sleep.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow, that's crazy.
So like it seems to be that it was around that time I saw that. Was what they said.
I wonder the dates imprinted. Yeah.
And so we decided to look into what happened with him, and it turns out that was also the date that a next door property to his friend's place, because it's out in the woods, so it wasn't like super close. There was a ritual sacrifice, like human.
Okay, so was something summoned, I guess, is my question.
So, yeah, summoned. Yeah. Something was summoned. Your cousin saw it in the nightmare. It's all interconnected, and your cousin is going to be reaching out to you soon. I can't impress this enough. I have never had a stronger urge, and this is really weird because I don't. You can ask Alicia. I don't usually. I
was gonna say, well, Thor, when your cousin does reach out to you, you may want to refer him back to Matt, me, Angelin, simply because if he was out walking around in the astral and he saw this, he may still be having residual problems from it.
Right. Was probably based on what was going on is a death mask.
Yeah, Matt, we couldn't hear that part. It was like
words right out of my mouth. Thank you. He's still got residual shit going on from it. He's going to be reaching out for. It's going to be an unrelated topic because he's not even going to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But this is the reason why he's going to be reaching out to you, and it's going to be soon.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun. Okay, well. But at least we'll have a case.
By the way, while I've got your attention for, talking about interrelated stuff, because I kind of feel like this is, I don't know why it's connected. I hate this shit. Anyway, I recently discovered another close friend of mine who is just coming into his energy vampirism.
Actually, that's wonderful. Refer him over to Thor. That way Thor can kind of
My
Welcome
question.
to
I already have a friend that I'm going to try to help teach to be more ethically feeding.
Okay.
My question is, he also has a really, oh my gosh, I've never seen anybody with the ability like he has to see eventualities. Can you see different eventualities too?
Explain.
Consequences,
Yeah.
timelines.
Oh
like
God, we're about to jump into quantum mechanics here and string theory and shit, because it's the many worlds theory. Are you familiar with the many worlds theory?
Yeah, parallel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's many worlds theory. All possibilities have to happen. Yada yada. He can see those eventualities.
Huh.
Interesting.
Right now, he's having 3 eventualities play out for him, and it's his learning curve. So I was wondering, do you, as an energy vampire, is that like a common trait among energy vampires, or is this something unique?
Not that I know of, but at the same time, that sounds familiar to.
It sounds like your buddy's got clairvoyance, and it's just
and at the same
Well,
time,
what do you want to call it? Clairvoyance, the ability to see alternate dimensions, alternate eventualities.
Clairvoyance is merely clear seeing. That's what it means. So you mean you can see to the other side.
Like I'm clairaudient.
Okay. So that might be a trait that comes with energy vampire.
It could be just because we're more tapped in.
All right.
Of energy vampires that if they truly were clairvoyant, they would not do what they do. So, yeah, no.
Well, he's already got the ethics on it, because we were talking about it, and he only draws energy with permission.
Yeah, same that, or I do like cast off energy.
So he's already got some of the basics down. He just went through his awakening a few weeks ago. Just a few weeks ago. So, and I've known him
in the Des Moines area.
Huh?
Is he in the Des Moines area?
No, he lives down south in southern Iowa.
Okay.
Oh, lots happened down there. I've done many a party down in that scam.
Oh.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, okay, not all of it, but it is really a very unique area, southern Iowa. Well, southern east, southern east, however you say it.
Yeah, talking like down in the down by Mount Pleasant, that area. Mount Pleasant.
Bloomfield. I'm sure it's Mount Pleasant, like Mystique or Mullen.
Bloomfield's down there in that corner.
Yes, that would be Bloomfield for sure. Drakesville.
Then there's an ammo place down there too. Big one.
Is there really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is.
To me and 2 friends stayed in one of the hotels downtown, and I don't remember the name of it, but I don't even remember what room. And I want to say 1408, but that may or may not be right. Anyways, so the bringing same thing, Thor. It was, we'd get up and look, and we're like, wait, they don't have doorbells now. They used to back in the day until it was remodeled. It was very old, so it was redone probably many a times. And so the next day, I go downstairs with my friends, and we're at the. And I told the guy that was on duty, I go, "Did you know this place is haunted?" He goes, he's saying yes. The manager stepped up and goes, "No, it's not haunted." Because there were customers there. So we're like, okay, he just didn't want it. Well, the very next day, we started, all 3 of us at the same time. Alicia with the portals. We saw a portal opening up because we could see night. We saw it all at the same time. We just kind of turned our heads. It was cool. And when we left, we said goodbye to him. And I said, if you're really here, you got to say bye. There goes Bell. So,
do you guys hear thumping? I'm sorry. My neighbors are. I don't know what they're doing.
Woohoo!
It sounds like they're running on the walls.
Oh, for the love of God. All right. Well, you tell them if they really want to be over here telling their ghost stories, they need to follow us on Spotify first. Becca
Right.
X. Mount Pleasant is haunted as all get out. Becca X and Fort Madison. Ooh, okay. A lot of spiritual activity.
We've been trying for years to get into Fort Madison prison since it closed.
Like it?
The old Fort Madison prison.
Matt, will they not let you get in there, or who owns?
No, they won't. They won't let. No, they won't let anybody in.
Oh, that's sad. So is it still owned by the state? A private person owned it.
No, it's owned by the state still. As far as we knew, last time we checked was 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Probably about liability.
Hey, Angela.
So if that door is supposed to open, if spirit listening, open that door for Matt. And
Yeah. Now, Angeline, you're originally from California. Do you have any interesting stories around there? Hold on just 1 second. We got more comments.
Yeah, I'll have to think. Go ahead.
I had no idea the prison closed. I used to live there about 6 years ago. Ooh, creepy. They were still in operation then.
Bad prison.
Mm.
What?
The prison looks like a damn castle. Oh, man.
Right. That's the way I pictured it, too.
Haunted castle. Matt, if you ever get into that prison to do an investigation, I might just come with you just because it looks like a castle.
It does.
Right.
I am.
You want a prison that looks like a castle? Go to Missouri State Penitentiary. Missouri State Penitentiary looks like a straight up castle.
God. And the mini golf was
Where's
right
that
outside.
at?
Oh,
Like-
God.
Matter of fact, if we ever do go back to Missouri State Pen, you're coming with us, Alicia.
Okay.
Did y'all hear about?
I don't
So there
know.
was a tornado
Prisons
that-
can have some pretty negative energy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just want to see it because it looks like a castle. That's all. I got to get a different
Right.
chair, guys. All right, go ahead. But
What
no,
about Salisbury? Has anybody visited Salisbury? There in Des Moines?
No, I did an actual group psychic reading there. I was hired
Oh,
on.
really? Did you?
Yes, a psychic party. Yes, I was. And let me tell you, Debbie. Well, Angel.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, no, baby. I'm walking through there and I can feel it pressing on me in the halls, and I'm like, I'm just here to read tarot cards.
Especially the halls, right? Yeah.
I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't talking to no one. No, that is a totally different thing. Move it, you know. And I also didn't really want to be. Mediumship is not something I prefer to hang out a shingle on. Spirit guidance,
right.
Okay,
Right.
But yeah, just not my thing. It's my dad's thing. Okay, Angelin, sure thing. It's dad's thing. That's great. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, the gifts that I've been blessed with, I know the reason, like I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, is the old Salisbury house still in use?
I don't know. I went, oh gosh, I was in college. I got our whole class to go in Western Civ.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to do tours.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope so.
I wasn't sure if it was still in use or not.
I don't know.
Hey guys. Hey Robin, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
We'll have to find out and get back at a later date.
Well, I definitely know that
White Sherman's haunted too.
Yeah, White Sherman is on the list. Oh, what the heck?
That's in the same general area, though.
Yeah.
Brabant. Hey, not many people know this, but Brabant used to be an old children's tuberculosis hospital before it was a nursing school.
Oh my God, I got a story with Brabant.
Oh.
So way before all the remodeling.
That's where I took most of my EMT training.
I can imagine because so like how I think it's Arlington turns into Hickman there, right?
Yep. My wife works over there.
Okay. So
your wife has a strong spirit. Blessed. We talking the ghost stories. Yes, Robin.
Right.
Oh.
I would cross into like over Arlington, just gets over to Hickman going towards Beaver area. Beaver, yeah. And I would literally leave my body and would not be put back in until the lights by that quick trip. And
You know why? You know why?
I do know why now. Yes, I do, actually.
Because that's an Indian burial ground.
Oh, that part I did not know, but I know why they took me out. And they did it forever until one day I said, hey, wait a minute. I want to know where I'm at. So I would literally go back in time and I would see actually I saw dirt roads before they put in that makes sense because it was before they put in the bricks and horse and buggies and carriages.
The way Hickman goes up through there,
right?
It's cut directly through the very top of the Indian burial ground. That's why there's a valley there. People don't realize it, but they actually cut through the top of the fucking burial mound to put the street in there.
That's cool to know because I'm in that area.
That also kind of probably explains why there's so many accidents at Hickman MLK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to be careful because they do take
every time I pass
you out of your body. So I think it's a cool area.
That's why they can't build any further. They can't build any further back because of the Indian burial ground. That's why when they did the expansion, they expanded up instead of back.
Okay, so wait, Matt. The hospital is on. So is it behind the hospital?
The whole thing. That whole area from where Hickman starts over on 6th Avenue all the way down to where MLK is. That was all Indian burial ground.
Okay, so
I talked to my friend. They live right across from Bloodlines.
Oh, dang.
What about that park that's back there? You know, there's a park down in there.
That's part of it. That's why they built it. Because it was right the Indian burial ground because it was right there by the river. It was a beautiful scenic area to bury their dead.
Yeah. I don't like going down in there for whatever reason. I don't have a happy feeling going down in there.
Yeah, Broadlawn's the farthest I go.
I spent quite a bit of I spent quite a bit of time in Prospect Park, communing with the angry Native Americans.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Yep, I forgot about the name. Yeah, it always kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Robin Cooper, the moon.
If you go back there, you can soak in a lot of beauty. That's a beautiful scenic area over there by the river.
It is. You're right. It's very pretty. What, Alicia?
Oh, I'm gonna read some comments because we're a little behind. So, Robin Cooper, the moon is orange, y'all. It's beautiful. Yes, it's
summer solstice, isn't it?
Yep.
Should be soon.
It started at 3:50 today.
Yeah, today. Mm-hmm.
Becca X, the rehab I was recently in was a converted nursing home, and they did regular TB tests. Tuberculosis. I didn't know why, but that always freaked me the fuck out. It is called St. Gregory's Recovery in Bayard, Iowa.
Okay.
Yikes. Okay.
I used to pass through Bayard going to the school every time. Every time we go to the school, we'd pass through Bayard.
Wow. Robin, dude, I'm right by Bass Island, y'all. Oh boy. Okay.
Bass Island. Where's that at?
Newtown, Ohio. First town in Ohio. Bass Island Indian Trading Post. Oh, that fun, but wow. I'm right next to a power substation too. Shit gets heavy over here. Yeah, I bet. Robin, real quick, get yourself some orgonite, put it in your house. And if you want to know what that is, if you don't know, just ask me in the comments. I'll tell you. The other thing is make sure you have white selenite, black obsidian, black tourmaline, black kyanite, spread it throughout your house. That way it'll kind of lessen some of that spiritual dense energy. Kind of helps cut through it. Is there anything you would recommend to her, Wade?
To banish ghosts, benzoin resin is really...
Leave off that really tense, heavy energy.
The heaviness,
Oh, like just frankincense.
Okay. But you were saying ghost banishment. Let's hear a little bit about that.
The classic herb used for that is usually benzoin resin.
Okay. Robin, very empathic, very sensitive as well. Okay. Damn, I have stones, but I don't know if I have all. Okay. Let's see.
Benzoyl resin.
Let's see. Here we go.
And this is where we shill the shops.
Did you say benzoyl resin?
Benzoin resin.
Send me that, Alicia. I won't remember that.
Actually, what
I've
I'll do is
never
I'll
heard
put
of
it
it.
in the comments. Wade, can you actually comment on the shop's YouTube? No?
No.
That's good. All right. Wade. Ghost. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves. Also, Kathy Kinsey, Jordan House, West Des Moines is haunted by a little girl. That? Yep. And then, yes, Salisbury House is still open. Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
I'm going
you.
to take myself off my mic because the keys clacking really sound loud.
Some years ago,
Robin, okay, I'm going to Google it. Okay.
my brother was having emergency surgery at one of the hospitals in downtown Des Moines, and that waiting room in the OR was haunted. Well, not haunted, but it was active as fuck. It felt like a revolving door.
Can you say which hospital?
I can't remember right now.
It's all right.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you don't want to either.
Hospitals like that, but Broadlawns especially. It's got that rotating door feel, but it's not that really oppressive, heavy feeling because of the Native American curse that's on the land. And I guarantee you, it's that the Native Americans cursed that stuff. So, rightly so. That
I didn't see anything, but I felt it extremely heavily.
I have a heavy oppressive feeling anytime I go to Broadlawns, and that's why is because of the Indian burial ground there. Matter of fact, anybody that's worked Broadlawns for more than a year has an experience to tell you.
Well, the only curses that would have got put out there, if it was by a Native American, it had to have been a dark shaman.
No, because they also used curses and hexes to protect their burial grounds.
Yeah.
So this would have been something that would have been activated once we started disrupting that.
That makes it interesting because I for the longest time I actually felt comfortable in Broadlawns, but that actually kind of makes sense now because since I can feed off of negative energy.
Great.
Well,
I always
when
felt more
was taking
energetic
my
afterwards.
EMT training at Broadlawns, I mean, I would be seeing anything and everything there. So.
Wow. Wait, which one of you said that? You're an EMT? I just got logged back on.
Yeah, basically this was back in the late 80s when I first took my EMT training.
Okay.
And majority of it was right there at Broadlawns ER. That was
I bet, yeah. Well, especially before they went in and revamped it and remodeled it. The energy wasn't, I think it has way better energy now.
Mm-hmm.
My personal opinion. I mean, it's nice.
I got another building for you in Des Moines. The old Drake University admin building.
Oh, I bet.
The admin building, also the observatory.
Yeah, the admin.
I've never been there.
There was 1 year I worked security at Drake, and basically there were three levels of dorm rooms above the old admin building, and basically the top floor. They pretty much shut off every single floor on that building, but
wow,
the third floor back. I don't know when this was, but a student jumped out of her window off the third floor. And it's her room there on the third floor that's haunted.
Yeah,
I bet something was probably already there and made her jump.
I was gonna say that's
what I got. Yeah,
more to that. Remember, spirits.
Merle Hay Mall and Merle Hay Towers, especially.
I've heard that about Merle Hay. Yes, I can feel it.
The land where the Merle Hay Towers sits used to be a nunnery.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. just like a lot of people don't realize that I don't know how many of you are familiar with the north side of Des Moines over here by Delaware?
A little bit. Yep.
East Euclid in Delaware?
Yeah.
Yep.
To be more precise, there's where Alter Scrap is, right before you get to the ADM plant.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, you come a further bit west, and right there next to Alter Scrap at the corner of Delaware is an old tires building.
Okay.
They sell tires out of it now.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be the original North High School building.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. I know that area is old. You can just feel it when you drive through, or Highland Park area.
The Highland Park area is one of the oldest parts of Des Moines.
Yeah. My some really good friends of mine that I've met in the last 6 months, they took me to dinner at Old Chicago.
Yep.
And oh my God, it's been years since I've been there. And
Are you in Des Moines?
Huh?
Are you in Des Moines?
No.
No, I'm in Colfax.
Okay, that's not too far.
No, you know, surprisingly enough.
You're over in my old stomping grounds. I'm originally from Prairie City.
Are you really? Everybody's in this area. I like it. I do. It took a long time to get used to living in Iowa, actually.
Well, okay, so do you remember hearing the old story about the Skunk River Bridge?
No. Well, I've heard stories, but nothing major.
Hey, before we get into that, couple of comments. Becca X. Hey, has anyone ever been out to Bruce Moore Mansion in
I've never heard anything about it.
Okay. Any paranormal stuff there? When I was a kid, we used to do our tour field trips there, and I always felt off. All right, Matt, looks like you're going to need to take a trip up to Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, because I haven't heard of it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't exist. It could be out there and investigatable. I just don't know.
I got friends in Cedar Rapids. Plus, Alicia, like I was going to say, is like Iowa's full of stories.
I know.
We don't have to go far.
I know, right? Hang on. Emily Kramer. She's new. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
If I remember correctly, you're Emily. I know you.
Yeah, you know her.
Okay. How's Hudson? Mwah. If this is Emily, I'm picking up. Okay.
Yeah,
always
it's right.
good stones for mental health and protecting and cleansing and positive energy. Next Tuesday night talk, I'm going to be doing a special on just the protective stones for empaths and counselors and everything. Simply because, it has to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be doing an article. So I'm going to be publishing the article on the weekends. That way I can advertise the podcast during the week. All right.
Good job, Alicia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kathy Kinsey, what place have you investigated that shocked you the most? Ooh.
Yeah, man. That's a you.
All right.
I wouldn't have to say a single place. My answer is not a single place, but more of a type. Schoolhouses.
Really?
Schoolhouses have shocked the hell out of me. As someone who had the schoolhouse we ran up in Manila, Iowa for a year. That place was a multitude bedrock of paranormal activity. And we had everything there. You wanted crawlers, you went to the old gym, you went to the new gymnasium. If you wanted disembodied voices, you'd go back to the cage room. If you wanted to see a shadow figure, you'd hang out in the hallways.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously. Full body apparition. I've had several. Christy Ayers, the gal that runs or used to run the Stevenson building over there in Wymore, Nebraska. Saw her full body apparition there at the school.
Yeah, schoolhouses tend to be pretty extreme, especially if it was like previously a schoolhouse. There's a Minnehaha Park out in Spokane, Washington. It's what the old schoolhouse used to be there, and it burned down.
Why do you think schools are haunted?
You've got Poasttown. You've got Poasttown Elementary in Ohio. Our elementary school. You've got our old school. We're the only team in Iowa that I know of that has done an investigation of the Lowermore schoolhouse, which is an identical print. That one was the sister to Farrar, actually. It's built just like Farrar. Built just like Farrar. Yes. It still stands. It's apartment buildings today. But
why do you think schools are more haunted? Usually people want out when
all
they're
the
done.
energy that's imprinted there, it's got so much imprinted energy
True.
from the kids being, especially those old consolidation schoolhouses that had.
I would say teachers would haunt it more than students.
No, not necessarily, because this is why. Now listen to my theory. See what you think. So you've got the kids from a young age, the age of 2, 3, when they're going through that imprint, they're imprinting a lot of energy and figuring out who they're going to be.
Right.
So you've got the K through, and then they also have puberty. That's a huge energy time.
Yeah, no, really it is. You're right.
So you've got both of those time periods in one place over many, many years, every day, every other year. That leaves an energy that kind of just takes on a life of its own, so to speak. Not really, but
it's just, yeah. And honestly,
that's all best guess why schoolhouses are all that energy.
So it's not actually a haunting of a person; it's haunting of an energy, maybe.
Well, no, because
we had everything at the school. We had everything. We had elementary. We had everything.
Yeah, very creationary. Hey, quick thing, guys. We're backed up on comments again. There are 2 lions buried on an animal cemetery out there. They put 2 lion statues out on their markers to ward away negative forces. They actually kept lions on the property during one family's ownership, which was wild. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, and on that.
Wait, what property?
Becca X, I need to know what property.
Oh, sorry, Alicia.
The interesting about that with with graveyards, with the dog gets buried before as a first thing, because it's said that whatever is buried first becomes a protector of that graveyard. So that's why
cool.
It's the black the black dog is normally the omen. It's the grim.
And which tradition is that?
Actually, it was all over England.
Okay,
I can see. Yep.
There's even an ancient belief that the first person buried on a property becomes the ancestor guardian for the family in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was more. It's a lot of the world did that.
Okay. Emily Kramer, saw you post something on white selenite, black tourmaline, black obsidian. Yep. You know what? Next week, Tuesday, I'm doing a Tuesday night talk on it. And hopefully I'll have my Facebook back up by then. And Spotify. Yep. YouTube and Spotify. All right. Thank you, Emily. Anyway, but
can you do all 3 at one time, Alicia, then?
What now?
When you're doing your podcast, can you do Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to hook up Spotify to this because I use streaming.
Okay.
I've got a broadcast on to Spotify to be able to be live.
Okay.
And Dennis was the one who suggested Twitter, so I'm going through Twitter. I don't get a lot of comments, so I may cut Twitter and do YouTube, Facebook if I can get it back up, and then Spotify. That's what I'm trying to do.
Twitter is kind of or what used to be Twitter.
The good thing with StreamYard is that you can broadcast to Facebook, YouTube at the same time. Plus, it'll also give you it'll create a link to put on your website, so it can go directly to your website as well.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to need to ask you more about that later, Earl, because just the tech curve passed me by, but I'm just kind of getting shoved into.
Hey, you're not doing bad. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Okay, Dennis, speaking of ghost stories, I had a few ghost calls today. Do those count? Who knows? There might have been ghosts on the other end of the line, but either way.
I've absolutely experienced that.
They can totally write you.
Okay, that comment real quick. We had cell phone interaction at the Lorimore investigation. Actually, the client had just bought a brand new cell phone and was getting texts from her mom's phone, which was in her mom's pocket the whole time, directly to her phone. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it does cause some interesting things. Like when we went onto the 1,000 Steps in Spokane, right when we started seeing stuff, a few of our phones went off, but then we went and checked them. There was no messages or anything.
These were actual messages sent, but
well, that's the thing is our text tones went off, like our personalized text tones, but then
nothing was there.
Well, actually,
I got a good one to share very quickly here.
You go.
And let's see. Where am I at here?
Hold on, wait a minute. Alex Johnson. Hi from the Philippines. Hi, Alex. Wow, thanks for
Hey,
tuning in.
Alex.
That's
Oh my God, you can
awesome.
see us.
Okay, now maybe I'll.
We're international now, guys.
I haven't touched up on my
We have it.
driver.
Alex is my amazing friend, you guys. He loves this show.
Awesome.
And he watches you on YouTube.
Thank you. Quick
Now he's
thing.
in the Philippines, so I'm assuming they have YouTube.
Oh,
Joking.
yeah, YouTube's worldwide.
I know I'm joking.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm not
Windows.
dumb.
There we go.
I
If
mean,
I had
he
touched
always
up on my
lets me know.
Tagalog, I would say hi, but it's been way too long.
Okay, now
Okay, wait.
you
Okay,
see
what?
the orb in this picture.
Hold on.
This is
Alex-
my family picture,
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
right next to me.
Yes.
That
Tell-
is, from what I've been told, that's my grandmother.
That's awesome. Wow.
Wow.
You're gonna have to tell me how you did that.
That's the one
Oh,
that
yeah. Okay.
that is the one who basically follows me from every place I live. Mhm.
That's nice.
Nice.
Quick thing, Kathy Kinsey, ghost hunting a cemetery one time, taking pictures. One of the gals commented on the flash on the window of a shed. No window, no shed, but we all swore we saw a shed with windows. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah, Kathy. Tell the story of the other little thing that was by your foot.
A lot of times, it's like stuff that's burned down and it's residual.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's kind of like a piece of time that's been recorded over or been recorded. Oh, hey, and Matt's gone. All right, he'll be back. Kind of like a little piece of time that's just stuck right there. The energy.
I almost look at it as like a hard drive that's
Yeah.
damaged and like corrupting, because they tend to repeat themselves, like the phantom images.
Okay.
Wait, say that again? I'm lost.
Like
Sorry.
a computer hard drive
Uh-huh.
is when they start corrupting and like dying, essentially,
Okay.
they start to create phantom images or repeat itself.
That's kind of cool.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay. That actually makes sense, right?
Becca X, Bruce Moore Mansion. So Bruce Moore Mansion apparently is where we're going to need to go. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
that's the one that
stick.
had the lions. That
It's
they're
so
talking about.
stick. Yay!
What is
Where
that?
is that place at?
Somewhere in Iowa.
That's one Cedar Rapids.
Okay,
Cedar
'cause I
Rapids,
want in on that one
Rapids.
if at all possible.
Yeah, Cedar Rapids.
I can drive.
I'm gonna send you and Matt there because Cedar Rapids, it's a very, very difficult place to be. It's got some nasty energy.
It does.
It does. I'll go. I'm down.
I can't get a word in edgewise.
I'm always
Yeah,
up for
it is.
the
It is.
adventure.
Oh, no, you have a Pisces, a Cancer, a Capricorn, a Gemini, and a Sag. So no.
Capricorn Sag.
There's one
See,
way.
you know,
Do not get along well with cancers.
So, how many of you on there are cat
I'm
people?
a fat cat.
No,
On both.
by
I'm
the
a
way,
Gemini. Ow.
I
Sorry,
wasn't
guys.
hearing.
Alex Johnson, he said hi from the Philippines.
Hi, Alex from the Philippines.
Okay. Becca X. Bruce Moore Mansion is in her hometown. My 100-year-old childhood home was very haunted. Yeah, Becca. And
Yeah, I bet.
Scorpio, so she's tuned right into all this. But, no, she's not. But you know, she is a Scorpio, so we're not sure what happened there. I have Stellium in Scorpio and Capricorn. Not surprising. Okay.
So, Alicia,
yeah.
an interesting thought is this: like, imagine, like, if I go on like a with like a ghost, like a paranormal investigation with someone, and am able to tone it down by feeding off of it. That would be
Already been there, done that. Way ahead of you.
Okay.
No, I've watched a psychic vampire do it. I told you. I've had some very interesting experiences, and yes, but that's also
is it safe? Is it
for him? Yeah, but that's also why you don't drag a psychic vampire onto an investigation unless you want to clean the place out. You also don't drag an energy transmuter onto the investigation unless you want to clean it out. Now, of course, me being the asshole that I am, I absolutely hate people exploiting the dead, and I absolutely hate people exploiting little child spirits.
Yes.
And Matt, I think you know where I'm going with
Sometimes
this.
pets.
You know, I just love being really quiet and sneaking an energy worker in or a psychic vampire just to kind of clean it all up. And then all of a sudden people are like, damn, where'd all the ghosts go? And I'm like,
Oops.
That happened at the Sally house. You know that, right?
nope, I didn't. So good. I'm glad somebody else did it instead of me.
That happened with the Sally house a few years ago, actually. That happened to the Sally house before we lost the school. A team came in and cleaned it out just because.
Well,
Alicia,
yeah.
you are actually perfect for this because you're also having fun with it. Does that make sense?
Well, you
You're
gotta have
not
a sense of humor.
so exactly. That's my point right there.
Okay, Matt was over here talking about if you want to see this, you go to this room, this room, this room. Baby, I see all that pretty much in my bedroom every night. Okay?
Right?
Okay? I've seen shit that will curl you guys' hair. We'll turn it white. All right?
I'm already going white. Thank you
I
very
know,
much.
right? So bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wish I had someone to show you guys that picture I sent over to Dennis. Do you guys have any way to pop that up? I sent a link over.
Hold on. I don't know how. Just give me a second here.
Wait, can you tell me about Skunk River real quick? Was it you?
No, it wasn't me about Spencer.
Oh, Earl? Who said that about
Oh,
Skunk River?
yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the story that I remember is that there was a car that went off the bridge there, just along Old 6 there.
Oh, by
At
Baxter?
the Skunk River Bridge.
Okay.
The car went off the bridge, and both the occupants and the little baby died.
Oh, wow.
And basically it said that if you're on that bridge during a full moon at midnight, the mother will come up to you with the baby and asking you to take her baby.
Aww.
Oh, Jesus.
So I was not born and raised here. I was born and raised in Southern California, so I did not know that story.
That is
So you're talking about the bridge over to like the Baxter exit, or?
Yeah, as you're coming in the back way.
Okay, yep. I know what bridge you're talking about. You know what? Because that has a different feel than the bridge that comes into Colfax. It has more of a sadness to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I know why. I'll have to try that. When's the next full moon, guys?
Oh, Jesus. Soon.
That's Friday.
It's soon,
Tomorrow.
isn't it?
21st.
Tomorrow?
I think
I
it's
should know.
21st.
Yeah, you should know, Vampire.
There's more reasons, but
No, okay, I'm just joking.
Alicia knows.
He's a
wanna go-
Cancerian. He worships the moon goddess. He's very moony. Very
Nothing
moony.
wrong with that.
Did you say Looney or Mooney?
Both.
Why not?
No, I've got a friend. She's like double Cancer, very, very watery, and she is very moon connected. I mean, like completely moon connected. We were actually we were driving for a road trip for my bachelorette party. You know, I'm pregnant, and you know we're doing this, and we're going down to New Orleans to check out cursed objects.
Oh my God, I still want to go there.
It was kind of a letdown, but it was fun to hang out with everybody.
Well, that's why you go find your own spots.
No, I'm actually happier that we didn't find anything cursed, but we did do a good tour of the metaphysical areas and stuff.
As long as you had fun.
It was.
Do you need help with the image, Alicia?
Go ahead and pop it up there.
I don't have it, but
Well, actually, everybody does. I sent the link to the group.
Yeah,
I'm not in the group.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
on.
recurring
See if
issue.
you can fix this shit. Hold on.
Earl, are you
That's the
What
part.
you do is pull it up and then hit the present button down at the bottom.
Yeah, just go down to the bottom, hit present.
I'm on the phone though. Where's the present button?
Right
I
down
don't know what's
below
going.
where it says
I see
present.
Mike.
Click on present, and then
Here on the where the mute is, like that bar.
yeah, and then hit share screen.
And I will tell
I
you
don't have
guys
that option.
one other thing.
I have leave, more, chat, Cam, and Mike. That's it.
One more thing, guys. Be careful sharing these photos.
Yeah,
Also,
that's what I'm
because
thinking.
What's gonna happen? The entities are gonna jump.
Or it's gonna
Yeah,
knock it off
you're
the
right.
phone.
There's a reason I can't share this. Yeah. You've seen it before, Alicia. I think I showed it to you. It's the one that came from the 38th court or the 38th case.
No, we're not going to put that up. No, I don't want to expose the audience to that one. Hold on a second. Boom. All right. I don't have that picture anymore, Angel. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, but I remember. What about the story? Because I'm not sure I have the story completely correct.
Basically, it was a pretty nasty case we did, and it was less than 2 blocks from where I live.
Yeah, no.
It was a.
Okay, what the hell?
It was something that had to do with I hate to use the term, I know it's kind of derogatory, but the gypsy line.
Yeah, that's fine.
Someone somewhere along their family lineage in Romania sold the 4th grandchild, or the 5th or 6th grandchild removed. You know what I mean? Up the river.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah. That's it. We're gonna send it up the river. Nice.
well, her mom's dying words were on her deathbed were her name, and then the daughter's name. I'm not going to say it. I can't hold this thing back anymore. Those are her mom's dying words to her.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
No. And that's not okay. I actually ran into an entity that traveled down a family line. Basically, I think it was the great-great-grandfather had sold off all of his descendants. He didn't just go for one. He went, you can take them all. Well, the entity ran into me because the little boy in question that it was going after, it had hopped from his dad. I guess it was done with his dad, and it went after him.
Yep.
The kid was like 6. And I'm like, no, you don't. You are not going to
Hell
do
no.
this.
Yeah.
Pulled my energy worker in, and we took a long time. It took a couple of days to get that entity gone. And the entity was like, but it's my right. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Did this kid say yes? No. This kid did not say yes. So no,
Right.
it is not your right. He does not belong to you.
Was it a gin?
No, it was not.
Okay, because ours was a gin. Ours was a gin.
I don't know what this thing was. I was just glad to have it gone. But it definitely had set on the kid, and the kid's behavior had started to change. It had already come to it and started talking. It was just one of the kid's spirit guide, one of his main ones, came to me, woke my ass up, scared the hell out of me. Like I said, my bedroom can be pretty busy and not in the fun way. You know, what?
Well, mine isn't either, so.
You know, and this thing started crying black tears.
Oh.
It asked me to help the kid. It said, here, and it pointed to my phone because I'm psionically deaf. So they have to do it all image work and feeling. And I open it up, see a story about him, contact the mom, boom, boom, boom. Then I get the other entity. And I'm like, really? So you have to be a pretty rotten person to sell each one of your descendants down the line.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
But
There
yeah,
are some pretty rotten things have happened in this world.
We did get it pulled off the kid. We did get it sent back to wherever the heck it was supposed to go. But yeah, no, it was rough. Okay.
Well, good job.
Yeah, thank you. But I would rather people just not be stupid, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
No
please.
shit.
There is nothing that you can promise. There's nothing that anything will promise you that
No.
you cannot get on your own. And if it gives you something you can't get on your own, you know what? You're going to get hosed in the end.
You're going to be sorry you got it.
You're going to get hosed in the end. And if you are trying to help somebody with this, that person will get screwed over too.
Right.
Guaranteed. 100%.
Mhm.
I've actually
I
had
think they're few and far between, but there are professionals that can help you clean up things.
Mhm.
But that's not my job on this earth. I know that. I'm wise enough to know that it was never my job to do that.
I've actually had a couple of entities come to my son and try and make a deal with him. And this is when he was young. He was probably 3 or 4. And
I
watched
believe
that,
you.
and I looked, and this is where I had to sit Arthur down and say, okay, whatever they think, whatever you think they can get you, whatever they promise, they can't. There is nothing that anybody can get you that you cannot get yourself with a little dedication and hard work.
Right.
Yep.
There is nothing. And that's something I think we really need to teach our kids. There is nothing.
Oh, no kidding.
else
They need it.
you
Yes.
And because a lot of these entities, they trick them. They trick people, they trick kids.
Oh,
and-
absolutely. Yes.
And one of the entities actually came to him because sometimes Arthur will worry about my health. Well, we can make sure your mom stays nice and healthy forever. And I'm like, no, they can't. No, they can't. They can't do anything. You know.
Oftentimes they'll make your health worse so they can actually make more deals with the individual.
Or make deals with me or anybody else.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, no, it's really scary, guys. And Angelin, that's part of the reason why, thank you. Yes, I do have a good sense of humor because with all the scary shit that I see, with all the scary shit
I know, honey.
That I had no idea I was stepping into. Yeah, humor is the only way around it. Matt knows, right, Matt? Look at him over there like, oh my God. Yeah,
Arthur's pretty special.
You feel that, huh, Matt? You like that?
It hits home a little. Yep. That's why I'm so cynical.
Hey, we're both cynics. We're both skeptics. We're both hardcore humoritarians, and we both get to see the dark up close and personal.
I'll be laughing about some shit over this. I'll be laughing about the same shit somebody's sitting over there crying over. Yeah, really? Okay, cool. Let's do this shit.
Oh, no, thank you. Oh, by the way, just as a quick aside to kind of lighten up the thing, on the phone thing, a long time ago, I was really close to a coworker of mine. He was a good kid. He passed away suddenly, and it really hit me.
He's the one that came through for me.
Yeah. No, that was not him.
I wondered.
He actually called my phone. He called my phone. There's nobody on the line, but he called my phone.
Right. Nice.
He was dead over a month, and he called my phone. My dad was sitting there, and my dad's psychic medium dad, and he's like, well, now you know. You guys definitely have a connection and a bond, and he called you to let you know he's okay.
Right.
Because there was nothing on the other end. But
yeah, that happened to me for a while after my great aunt passed away.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It is because it's a communication that they can use. It's electricity.
Yeah.
And I've heard that more over and over from people, like, just shouldn't have happened, and it does, and did. And
it's so common that a guy even wrote a book about it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That comment, Alicia.
Yeah.
About Fort Moy. That's interesting because. Oh, sorry.
Wait, I'm going to do the signing. Wade, you wrote a book. Tell me the book.
Oh no! A guy wrote a book about receiving calls from the dead.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kathy Kinsey. We investigated one of the Fort Des Moines buildings years ago. Didn't get much until my bro brought my dad, as he worked in that building for years. Dad told us to just send a man upstairs to the meeting room, and
I've got a story.
Just like an officer. We sent my brother. He got shoved. No.
Okay, so the two red buildings that still stand next to the McDonald's and the Wells Fargo Bank, they're like 3-story buildings over there. Okay, Kelly Steffen was taking her mom home from a doctor's appointment one day, and they stopped by that McDonald's over there. At which point, Kelly's seen African American soldiers walking to and from those buildings. So she did some digging. Turned out that those two red buildings, those 3-story buildings, one of them was for the African American scullery maids, and the other one was for the segregated African American male soldiers.
Wow.
So those 3-story buildings are very active, and we've actually been trying to get our hands on those buildings too.
What better way to prove her vision, though? What she saw. You know,
that's Kelly. Kelly sees that kind of stuff.
Any answer or any question about this life and that life, like, that was proof.
She gets that kind of stuff all the time. That kind of stuff happens to Kelly.
But it's just really awesome when you get the proof.
Yep. But Fort Des Moines is very active.
Oh, I know where you're talking about now. The red buildings. Yeah.
Right behind the McDonald's there.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about Blinkart Zoo? That looks, to me, when I drive by it, I mean, I was there years ago. I want to go back, but I just haven't. That area feels very haunted to me.
The area may be, but the zoo, not really. I've been in
There's
the
a
No,
zoo.
not
park.
the
There's
zoo,
a park.
around it.
There's a park on a hill that's right next to the zoo there.
Yes.
That area I used to play in as a child. I feel like that area is very, very active.
Yeah, I don't know what has happened there, but it's something.
Do you guys remember the old, not the new Science Center downtown, but the old Science Center? You remember that area?
Yes.
Yeah, Wade, have you visited?
Yeah.
It's always felt it's gorgeous. And I love
Greenwood
it.
Park. Greenwood Park.
Wasn't
It
that
feels
off of Grand,
odd.
Alicia?
Really
That's
good.
Greenwood Park, and yes, that's over there off of Grand, where the current art center still sits.
Right, where DeMoss, or not DeMoss, the school there, right, is also in that area.
I'm not sure.
The doctor school. I forget which one it's called.
I haven't been back there in a while, but it has always, every time I visited, it felt just heavy. And it was so sad because it's a beautiful area.
Right, it is really pretty. But there is a section of it where you're talking about. I know it. I felt what
A
you
lot of
felt.
that area also is Indian ties, whether it be burial grounds or ceremonial grounds of some type.
Right, right. Well, Matthew, my son, he came missing in Sherman Hills area, right there on 17th and Woodland area.
Really?
Yeah, and that area can go either way, depending on what house you're standing in front of, literally.
Yeah, no. I remember a lady, Randa Lejeune, she used to do ghost tours of that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. My dad and I,
Walking to go through the Sherman. Yep, too. I used to do that as well.
yeah, my dad, it was Dad's idea. He wanted to go on a ghost tour. I'm like, okay, Dad, sure, whatever. I liked talking with Lejeune. She was really interesting to talk to. I don't know whatever happened to her, but she was really neat, and the walking tour was super, super fun. So, yeah.
Well, hey
You
guys,
know what? I do remember those tours. I don't know if they do them anymore.
I don't think they do. At least I haven't heard of them. But
Right,
I
me
can
neither.
I can look it up. There you go, Matt. That's what you need to do. You need to start up the walking tour.
Yeah.
I've actually looked into doing that. And, actually, we wanted to do something a bit more elaborate than that. Do a walking tour with a bus tour. Like we do a walking tour, and then we'll end at a location somewhere in town that we could investigate.
Your insurance would be the most probably expensive thing.
Yeah. Or
that's what stopped us with insurance.
The liability, yeah.
You couldn't have waivers to help lower it.
Yeah, but a lot of times waivers won't hold up legally in court.
Okay.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's sad.
Yep. Nope. I looked into all that when we started running the building up in Manila. I had to have all that stuff.
Okay.
We were using handwritten waivers, but they may or may not have held up in court had something happened. Thank God we never did have anything happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And that's pretty shitty, but people can be pretty shitty out there.
Well, when you're in a building that has black mold and, run down and is obviously dangerous conditions, you have something to protect you and the people going into it too. So
Absolutely. I mean, I get that, but they also know what they're walking into too.
Yeah,
that is true too. But then the insurance liability side of it, with it being a business in an LLC, there's
couldn't afford it.
Get to it too. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go. It's been a pleasure. It's 10 o'clock, so gotta go.
Nice to see you again.
Have a good night.
Hold of me. Send me a friend request on Facebook, and we need to talk this week.
Okay.
Cool.
Well.
All right, brother.
Bye, guys.
Hey.
Have a
Good
good
night.
I'm gonna talk to you too, but that's okay. I invite myself. No.
Yeah, definitely give it a thought.
Every year, seeing how I'm serving with Main Street Waterloo here, every year we all have basically they do a Halloween haunted tour of downtown. And
I've been downtown Waterloo.
Yep, and with all the stories of the buildings that are haunted downtown.
Right.
Cool.
I can only imagine.
When do they start?
Huh?
What?
When do they start, Earl?
Let's see. That will be Yeah, that will be starting up mid-October.
Okay. Well, you know what? I would need to see if there are any fairs so I can just go on one. That would be kind of fun. On Waterloo. It's pretty.
That would.
Yeah, because
What about Mark?
I'm on the planning committee, and we have
Oh, nice.
we use one of the buses, and we get a couple of volunteers with our group, and plus this year I think we're going to have the building owners are going to have people from that work there in the buildings tell the stories.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. You should put it on
Yeah.
camera. You should televise it. That would be neat.
Yeah.
That's super neat. Actually, you know what? You should talk to Angel Lynn and have her come along with it. She's a psychic medium, legitimately.
Yep.
I mean,
It would be fun. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Dude. Earl, Angel Lynn, get in touch with each other. See if you can make it happen.
All right. We can do that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, Earl, are you from this area then?
Yeah,
Like
I'm originally
the
from
Colfax?
Prairie City.
Oh, okay. So you grew up over there. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Pretty. It's got a good energy when you drive.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Well, to say, because yeah, basically the old apartments that are above the one of the main buildings
The hotel?
downtown, that
Oh,
his old
okay.
apartments have been pretty much shuttered for years, but I've actually been in the building at night, and there are times where you can hear
Oh.
actual footsteps going across
Oh, I
going upstairs of the old apartments. I'm like,
That's nice.
So, I used to live on this property that behind it was killed, but I didn't know this at the time. Again, I was not born or raised here. I remember I was sitting in my yard, and an owl came and sat behind me, and I could feel him. He was on the tree, and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't get up yet because I wanted to get up and look at it, but I didn't want to scare it away. I'm like, okay. So then this breeze starts coming out of the east, which is kind of, I knew that much about Iowa that that's not normal, coming from the east. And it blew my hair, and then I heard you now. So I stood up, turned around, out, and he flew off, but he wanted me to follow. So I did. We went way on that hill, and they took me to a clearing. And in that clearing, there were kind of like the trees, but there was no grass that grew in that area, none. And all of a sudden, I just had these tears, like Apache tears, almost like that story, go down my face, and I figured out what happened. And then I heard the women say, "Our children of smallpox," and I can't remember which one it was now. I had no way of knowing at some point in time that was part of the Mormons came through, and they disease to the Native Americans, and their children died strong enough to make it through it. And there was all this around it. And later I found out the history, which once again proved I got what I was getting. It's kind of like
where was that at again?
I lived on Hastings, which is the last street off Highway 6. Right there, they used to T there. But I think the city owns it now. Yeah, so it's that last street. You turn down it, and I was the last house on a dead end on the right-hand side. And inside the houses that was next door to one I built one on, Elsie Smith's old house. And she passed away. Property really cheap. It was in probate when we moved to California. And a lot of history, a lot of sadness. But later I was telling a friend about it, and he goes, well, you know that, right? Oh, actually, it also, gas lines, I think, if I got this right, for Prairie City and under that hill. A guy named Red used to own it. He's not for sale and not for training or anything. He just raised horses. I'm not sure what he did with them, but it was very interesting. Apparently, it was the gas line also for Prairie City, so it must have been some kind of cutoff between Colfax and them, or something. I don't know that part, but
Yeah, 'cause
he told me that was called Gill, and someone else told me. My insurance actually told me that about the
Yeah,
Mormons
'cause,
coming through, and they brought the disease.
there was
You what?
there used to be an older road before they put in 117.
Oh, I
I'll be right
bet. Okay. Oh, that would make sense. If I'm remembering the property, yeah, that's probably how they originally built it, huh?
Most
Yeah, you
likely.
can go anywhere, like you said earlier. There are everywhere. Probably more dead people than there are alive.
Well, as I say, there's a lot of old houses over there in Colfax.
Oh yeah, yes. You ever seen the one next to the Catholic Church?
I was really, really sad when I remember I used to hang out with you a lot in Colfax, and I was so sad when the church got bought. I kind of wanted to buy it just to live in it.
I know. Do you know? Yeah, because somebody did for a long time, and then he was kind of eccentric, but a nice guy. And I think someone else bought it again. He put all that pampas grass out. He did a lot of landscaping, but that place was haunted. Yes, I had gone a couple times with a friend in there. The old Lutheran church.
Honestly, I never got bad vibes off of it. I don't know why. I always just wanted to live in it.
No, I don't think it was bad either. Yeah, I agree. Very, it was cool looking.
Dad worked there, came home telling us stories all the time. Kathy, that's really close to the cemetery, the art center. Oh, thank you. Okay.
What about does he think about the Woodland Cemetery over there off I think there?
Well, the Woodland Cemetery there for a while, I don't know who was doing what, but man, that thing was just, I couldn't even drive by it. It just, oh my God.
Me neither.
Because it was
my
really
hand
great.
up. Let's stop.
Yeah, no, it was really great. And then there for a while, I don't know who did what, but that place, it just reeked. It was constant. I mean,
you go
what street's that one?
19th and Woodland. I think it is. It's called the Woodland
like
Cemetery
the
over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Woodland
Very
is
old.
the old cemetery there in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the things I went out there on a walk with my boyfriend somewhat recently, and it was after the storms. Like the most, not the most recent one, but the ones before that.
Right.
And it was mostly pretty quiet and pretty clear, and didn't feel that bad, except for a couple of trees because they were damaged. You can feel the pain off of them.
I was gonna say I went out there over Father's Day weekend with Webster, and yeah, we wandered around and it was fine. It was quiet. It was nice.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know if you guys get it, but when there's a lot of people around, you always have that background hum.
Yeah.
It's just constant.
Yes.
And you don't.
Yep.
For somebody like Arthur who gets overstimulated real easy, and hell, even me, it's maddening, especially when you're trying to hold a conversation.
You have to learn how to get used to it.
Well, yeah, it sucks. Anyway.
It also might be because when we did that, it was because I was trying to learn how to feed off of natural sources.
Well, I was going to say, I went out there and man, it was nice. It was quiet and there was no hum.
And it was
no background hum.
It was like feeding off of that area. It was like eating a salad. It tastes good. It's enjoyable, but it's not fully filling.
Interesting.
It didn't satisfy.
At least for me. It was satisfying.
Right. Well,
it just was like a hold you over till later.
If you think about it, though, you're walking through a cemetery, Thor.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's old.
You're going to need something living, okay? We got to go to a rave, dude. But no, being out there in Woodland, it was a lot better this time around. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm very happy. And it was nice and it was peaceful and it was quiet. I had my London fog and I was happy. And Arthur was just running around being happy. He tried to invite something home with us. Hey, come over here. I'm like, no. We don't
Oh
invite
my
stuff.
God, that's
Left
funny.
side?
I mean, not funny, but funny.
Was that on the left side? Like when
Um,
your entrance left side?
no, we went all the way back to the Ambrose Cemetery. The
Okay.
Ambrose part. Yeah, and I'm sitting under a tree, right? I'm just like, oh, this is nice. It's so quiet. You know,
Because
Arthur's running
when
around.
we were there was something moving around one of the trees over on the left side, and it's that tree that has like the door in it.
No, I don't think that was that one. But yeah, I was like, no, anything that's from the cemetery stays in the cemetery.
Right.
And he's like,
Right.
Well, and it's like even we were collecting some grave moss, so we had to make sure to leave like an energy gift and like exchange, because
okay,
otherwise.
now you're just trying for the goth aesthetic there.
No, we need some grave. I want some grave moss for my altar and for Seth.
Now, quick thing, what does grave moss do for the audience? Let them know. What does it represent? What does it do? And I love the nails.
I actually don't know enough about it yet. I got it, and I was going to do more research as I tried it out and everything.
Wait, what does it do? Really?
Yeah, it's there's not much online either.
Huh.
From what I've seen, though, it mostly seems to work with adding finality and also regrowth. It's similar to the Devil card. It's an ending and a beginning. But that's really all I could find. I've been trying to figure it out. I know it's a potent ingredient, but
I was gonna say I just looked it up on one of my
lots of things
sources.
from the cemetery are really potent.
Yeah, no, I looked it up from one of my sources and I was
thank
right.
you, Becca. I literally just did them like an hour ago, and I'm like getting used to everything.
Spiritually powerful, able to contact those in the spirit realms.
Nice nails, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's for spirit contact, Thor. You might want to.
That makes sense. I have a lot of like stuff for if I ever want to do specific rituals, so it's like collecting ingredients.
Just make sure only the good stuff is coming in if you lay it on your altar.
Oh yeah, it's that's why, because if we had taken it without leaving an offering or asking anything like that, that's not a healthy thing to do.
Well, no, but I mean, just in general, spirit contact is spirit contact. Becca X, love your nails right now, Cass.
Yeah. Yeah, I just did these like an hour or so ago.
Nice. Oh, I thought they were all black.
Nice. Coming over if you want to do nails.
So I'm like, everything is hard now. I was like, I've been telling people, I'm like, and now I've made my life hard mode.
Go
crazy.
What are you gonna do with you youngins? No. Make myself sound really old.
Well, these are more for me. They're more of a test to see how if I can get used to it, how I like it, so that I can see about getting like the more salon stuff.
Okay.
I got you.
So
I don't like the way they make my nails feel, so.
Probably shorter though, because these are pretty long.
I was gonna say, so you did them yourself. You didn't go get them done.
Correct. These are press-ons.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't like using acrylics or anything like that. I mean, they look cool, but they feel weird as hell on me. I'm just like, oh, so
yeah, I'm not used to it.
I had one kid I knew. He had the really, really thick, hard guy nails. He went and he continuously kept them filed down to points, and they were about like that.
I actually know someone who does that in Des Moines.
And no, he would be able to use them functionally and everything. I'm like, damn. Yeah, no. So, but he enjoyed it. Made him feel happy.
I did that when I was younger, but then I started really cutting my nails and stop sharpening into points when I accidentally made someone bleed.
Oops.
Yeah, it was. I was a little kid. I was like 7, 8-ish, and like this kid was annoying me, and I went like this, to his neck, and I was just like scare him off, but it
That's too
actually made
away,
him
yeah.
like it wasn't insane, like bad, like really really bad, but it was just like a little like slice, and I was just like, okay, these are going away now.
Ah, back up.
Uh-huh.
Hi, back up.
Is that Thor? What?
I bet you did.
I
He
can't-
didn't stick
Josie
around
likes
long.
your voice, Thor.
Oh yeah, he stopped annoying me.
Come on. Come on.
He has
Are
some
we going to get Pookie Power?
names from that.
Well, Josie seems to like Thor's voice all of a sudden. Josie, come on, girl. Come say hi. Please. She doesn't get invited up here often, and she's gonna walk away. She totally ignored me and walked away. She's a Leo.
Nah.
Well, I also did stop talking.
Oh, she liked your voice.
Yeah,
Why
which
not?
is interesting.
All right, Thor.
Why?
Tell
Don't
me
you
the
like
story.
your voice?
What? What'd you say, Angelin?
Oh, dogs don't like your voice?
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was interesting too, intriguing me. She's
Okay.
a bull.
Oh, but, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm actually normally pretty good with pets. They like me unexpectedly, and I'm not really a pet person, so it's like, why?
I think pets sometimes will surprise to people that think they're not pet people. It cracks me up.
Well, I'm not like I like them, but I'm not gonna have one kind of thing.
Well, right. Well, she must have felt that laying in my doorway, which is funny because she did not dispute you. Like she didn't want to come up here, but she was totally trying to find like where you were coming from.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's pretty intuitive, actually.
Well, Thor, though, we're closing in on a full moon. You are a Cancerian, and you got that energy going, so the dog's probably like, I smell nurturing.
Right?
You know.
Yeah, that is fair.
Hi.
Dude, I've
I
done
mean,
it. with
Webs
my
are there.
Okay. I was like, Hannah, I can tell you're there and you're being nurturing. She goes by a different name now, but yeah. So,
I mean, look at how it was earlier in the shop with Webs.
yeah. Well, no, Wub was trying to nurture you.
Yeah.
Okay. He was all like, oh, I love you. Okay, I believe in you. I'm like, Arthur? Because normally when he does that, somebody's incredibly emotionally distressed or somebody has hit a batch of something bad, something negative. And he's trying to, and I'm like, baby, no. We do not touch people that have negative energy. I don't care how much of a cute little light work you are. No, I just tell your mother, But no, yeah, he got really close to Thor. He was touching his necklace, his Thor's hammer and everything. And I'm like, kid,
Wow.
okay, boundaries, So.
And normally he stays away from me.
Yeah.
Like not as like scared, but more of just worried because I'm a vamp in the shop.
Yeah. Predator.
Right.
He smells a shark. He's like,
So
It
was a bit of a drastic change. It was like, but it's that time of month, so.
Yeah, no, he had me worried with you. I'm like, okay, oh God, what did he walk through? Did he not eat it? Shit.
Your dog. Wait.
Okay, hold on. Becca,
I'm waiting on my new glasses here after the cataract surgery, so I'm going to zoom in on his. Aww. Little poodle.
Puppy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Becca, I'm not particularly averse to anything we're discussing. It was surprising he carved his nails that way without falsies. True. He sounds like he is with his people. I hope so. I'm not sure.
Who?
Gotta clarify, babe. Anyway. But yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. I think she means you were Wub. I'm not sure. I'm lost.
If it's me, it's throwing me off. I'm Amen, but I am actually they them. If that helps. I don't know if they're talking about me or the friend that I have that has carved their nails.
Okay. Yep. No. Wub with Thor. I was right. Sounds
Oh,
like he's with his people.
That's what I thought. What was Thor?
Well, Wubby Bup is a Pisces and Thor is a Cancer. So, Murph, water signs unite. Yep.
Normally, I'm a Pisces, and I tend not to get along very well with Cancers. They break my heart. Like, literally, every single one has broken my heart.
that's rough.
Aw.
And it all goes back to like my very first kiss.
Ah,
Oh, I fell in love with him
Really?
like just like that, and he just ghosted me and treated me bad and did everything he could just to stomp on my heart.
wow. That sucks.
That's kind of. I don't really know many
Yeah.
cats that would do that. Truthfully, personally.
Most likely they are out of sync with themselves.
I was going to
The
say,
weird thing
Yeah.
is,
For us to do.
I've spoken with several cancers, and I've had my heart broken by several cancers. They've all done
So
the
you
exact
stay
same
away
thing.
now. I hope.
I do.
say. No,
The weird thing is that I used to be able to tell if someone was a Cancer just by sight, just by like that sort of that
The vibe.
that
Yeah.
that
I'll be right
ping
back.
of
Excuse me,
desire
guys.
that only they can bring out of me.
I was gonna say usually with Cancerians, and I know quite a few. Taurus Cancer energy, we got a lot in common. But with them, we kind of both are the original ghost friend. It's like I'll call you when I need something. I'll call you when you need something. Cool. Bye. You don't hear from them for like 6 months, which it doesn't bother me unless I'm like really needing to talk to them about something. But,
Well, and see that I'm a rooster as well, so therefore I'm always like, if you need something, I am there.
well, with a rooster, you got that Virgo energy going.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know for you, poor guy, you're like, Alicia, what? Okay, you're not talking to me? I'm like, no, I'm just like over here doing my own shit. Hey, what's up? It's just bad. Oh, like I said, my double Cancer friend and I, we will go months without speaking. And all of a sudden, hey, what's up? I had a dream about you. Cool. All right. Neat. Talk to you in 9 months. So.
No, I have like legit trust issues now, and if you didn't know, a broken heart can be so severe that it can cause PTSD.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And also memory suppression.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I'm dealing with that myself.
Memory
Except for I
suppression.
think it was reversed. I think I'm the one that accidentally did the breaking, and I hated myself for it. So, yeah, young and
dear.
stupid.
Oh dear. Send flowers. No, I'm teasing. Flowers is not going to cover this. Send the beating heart of their enemy. I don't know. Where are they at on this game? I'm deep.
I might be down for that.
Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry I hurt you. Here you go. Okay, fine. I forgive
Would
you.
still be beating after being shipped across the U.S.
I would just nail it to my front door as a warning. Yeah, there's literally only one man in this world that I despise, and it's him.
Wow.
But on a more positive note, I actually lived in a haunted house for a few years.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was an old farmhouse a few miles outside of town on a hill. And the weirdest thing is you step into that place. Let's see. We used to see these. I'm not really sure what you would call them. We just sort of saw them out of the corners of our eyes. They'd just sort of be walking around in the house, and we would hear like this little thumping noise, like someone was sort of running across the room. My uncle had rented that place before we moved in, and he didn't hear a damn thing. But one night while we were sleeping, my brother tells me that he woke up one night and something had woken him up. So he gets out of bed, looks out into the dining room, and we have our stereo there with our cassette tapes and everything. And he sees someone looking through them, through our music. And they notice him looking at him, and they put a finger to his lips and say, shh. And ever since then, we weren't able to find about half of our cassettes until the day we moved out. We were going through the entire house, and there was this little cubby hole built into the side of the stairway as you're going upstairs. And they opened that to make sure nothing was in there. And sitting right there, stacked in a perfect, neat little tower, were our cassette tapes.
Oh, that's awesome. Damn, so creepy, but so awesome.
Oh, but the worst things used to happen at that place. The cops had a high-speed chase with someone that ran onto the property and hid out in the among the bales and the what is it the farm building itself.
The barn.
My mom saw a UFO there twice. It was sort of shaped like a Bismarck donut, sort of like a long john. And she said that it was close enough that she could see humanoid-like beings walking around inside, but not so close that she could see what gender they were. But
Wait, I need you to get a little closer with your mic coming in muffled, hon.
Oh.
That last part sounded cool.
Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. So the UFO looked a bit like a Bismarck, and it was close enough that she could see people walking around inside, but not so close that she could see what gender they were, And so she tried twice in a row. God, that moon's gorgeous. Jesus. Anyway, she tried twice in a row to drive to town as fast as she could and get people at the local bar to come back to her place and see it. And they didn't believe it the first time, but when she tried the second time, or not the second time, but the third time they tried, they actually believed her. They went back, and it was a no-show. But the unusual thing is, a few weeks later, Mom met a friend of hers who now lives across the road from us, and he told her that at about the same time, he had helped some army officials who were stuck in the mud on a dirt road. It was an army caravan, and one of them looked like he didn't belong here. He was from some other country because he was very dark skinned and spoke with a heavy accent. So Mom thinks that those two are related.
Becca, I'm laughing donut for reference. I'm sorry, Lowell. That's okay, Becca. I understand. Me too. I just held it in. And
See, I had a very different experience with living in a haunted house because
Midwest love.
That trailer that I talked about where I saw the death mask, more things had happened there. Okay. But they were mostly almost comical.
Nice.
One of which was, it was like, the trailers where it's like the hallway and then the bedroom's on the one side. It's like half a house kind of thing. I was in the middle bedroom, and so I'm sitting there sleeping and everything. My mom was passed out in her room. Dad's off at work, and all of a sudden I just wake up to look up and see a sucker flying from the doorway at my face.
What the hell?
Yeah. And it was unwrapped and sticky, and I'm just like, what? And like I'm like, did my mom chuck it at me? Like, why? And I get up and no, she's dead to the world.
Now, but it was physical. You actually,
Like
oh,
it hit me in the head.
Holy cow!
damn!
Let's see.
What flavor?
Yeah, don't think they don't have
Like cherry, I
tongues.
think it was. It was a red one.
Okay, I was gonna say somebody threw a half-eaten sucker at you. That's just mean. At
Yeah.
least if you're gonna throw a sucker, do it with it's wrapped and everything, so you
Right.
can eat it later.
Or one you like, yeah.
I don't know, right? Wait, did
Yeah.
you like the red ones? Did you like the cherry flavor?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Okay.
But it
I
wasn't
do.
like an issue of that. It was just so random and weird. And that's the kind of stuff that would happen at that house where it's just like having a sucker thrown at me, or all of a sudden the toilet paper is outside the door of the bathroom.
Oh, that's not cool.
It was like a pranking ghost.
That's
I
funny.
have, you know how everybody has this thing where they're like something, right? Well, I got this big theory now, toilet paper before COVID, okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, I find that funny that they put a roll of toilet paper out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Come
like
on.
I go into the bathroom and like I know that there was toilet paper in there. And then like when I go to need it, it's gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
something or someone was messing with you. Something.
Yeah.
No treats. You don't get treats every time. You know better. Sorry, guys. Dogs need a potty break.
Hey, Angel Ann,
Actually, now that I think about it,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
house, that trailer,
ringing in your ears either side. What does either side mean, babe? High pitch.
Okay. I don't think that it's the side of me saying. What I do feel on that is that you're hearing some kind of spaceship. Okay, so does anybody hear buzzing or do they get a vibration? Like I'll get it. It's gonna sound terrible, but in my groin area, on my thigh, sometimes like somewhere up in here, I used to get it all the time down by the old house Hastings. But there was Iowa, actually Colfax itself, very high sighting rates around here. MUFON's, investigated over here quite often. Well, not here, but I mean in Iowa. So I always get usually that, and then what I mean is that is a vibrational that they can hear coming from a spaceship, something otherworldly.
it's interesting.
Anybody else? I mean, what about the vibrations are cool because they're
I mean, I'll get those like
not really a thump.
noises sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
never
don't
really
think
associated with that.
With you.
Antoinette, found you. Thank you, Antoinette.
Actually, I think it was either last week or the week before. When,
Yes,
like, when
I
Breakpoint
had
was
some a
back
couple
there.
weeks ago.
And I was sitting there like talking with you guys, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
something from this direction. I'm just like, what is going on?
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, I always light up the candles to try and make sure that any travelers, hitchhikers, wanderers don't come through to the audience or anything. I'm a big one for that. But with this, after Thor told his little story about the sucker and everything, bam! It was like somebody just an immediate, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Do you think you heard did you actually hear like a cry or
No.
more
But I will tell you, Thor, there's probably some important messages back there that you need to actually go take a look at. And I don't know what it would be, but if it's over here, it's what is it? Right's generally good, left is generally not good.
left can
That's what I remember.
now I've heard that, but also right doesn't information come through the right side and the left side it kind of can go out as well. Like it goes through you.
This was definitely
Maybe that depends on what handed you are too. Yeah.
right-handed. So, yeah, you might actually want to go back through and analyze some of your experiences simply because and wonder if there's some messages there.
Well, and that's the thing. Is like there was one that I had forgotten about because that house we had moved it from Washington to North Dakota. We had like literally had them ship it on a truck,
Oh wow.
a trailer, but still.
Still.
And it had a triple bay window in the front of it.
Okay, wow, those are
Mhm.
pretty.
I loved that, except for the nightmares.
Say that.
So this is probably the reason, because back when it was in Washington, I remember a couple times because we had a couch that was kind of near those bay windows, even though it was a dining room, which my dad was weird. And one of the times I was sleeping on there, and I remember I look out the windows and I see like 4 pairs of eyes.
I was gonna say, was there a cat or something?
In Washington,
It was
right?
in the woods, so that's why I associated it with. That was probably some animals, but there was a lot of them, and they were like a couple of them on top of each other.
I was gonna say, definitely pressure over here on this side. Guys, you know what? I'm not getting you. Okay. No need to be cryptic. We've got a psychic medium, Angel Lynn. Talk to her. If you guys want to talk to her. You know I'm psionically deaf. I see, I don't hear. So chit chat with her, or actually go straight to Thor and chit chat with him. Her. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's actually
Mama.
it's hurting my head. Actually,
Okay.
it's giving me a headache.
Um,
So whatever
Well-
it is, it wants something from him.
Okay. So
So I'm not sure when you're ready to go down, then you're ready. But I don't know that you're ready yet.
to
If that
what?
makes sense. Only you know that.
no, he's ready right now. Hold on.
Ready for what?
Thor. Okay. Did you have anything
You're
visit
messy.
you while you were sleeping? Any sleeping stuff? Any sleep paralysis demons? Any sleeping night hags? Any sleeping stuff
Mhm.
Are you talking about like recently or in that
No.
house?
in that house?
Okay,
Mhm.
so the nightmare I was talking about, it was interesting. Essentially, I was just normal everyday life, as how it started. But then, like, I look out those bay windows and I see this guy that is like wearing like almost a suit with like brownish suit, but has like a boar head. And yeah, and like he's walking towards the house, and I'm like, I just had the bad, like, just knew he was wrong, bad, and just wrong.
Right.
And so I'm trying to tell my
Yes.
parents, but all of a sudden I had no voice.
Almost
How long-
like sleep paralysis.
I was gonna say,
Elisa.
how long did the dreams persist?
I had that one like 3 times.
Okay. How old were you?
Six? No, this was after the move, so it was maybe 8.
Did you have any issues with your closets or anything in the house?
No, well,
It tried
normal
to scare
trauma,
you.
but nothing metaphysical. In fact, I actually felt more comfortable in the closet because it was tight space.
Okay, right. Nothing under the bed, nothing like that, and nothing sitting on your chest. No, nothing like that.
Nothing
No.
on your chest. You're for sure. You sure? I mean,
No, but
just-
I had issues
remember.
with, like, it felt like there was like bugs everywhere.
And that might have been a basically empathic manifestation of what was going on. So
right.
hold on. Angeline, I'm going to turn this one over to you. The entity you saw in his nightmare.
I'm hearing. Do you want this to continue, or has it stopped, or do you periodically?
I haven't anything with
things
it.
still happen. Okay.
Does
Then
anything
I think it's best to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cut off.
Okay. But I do find
Protected,
it
so
came back up here.
it's gone. I mean, it's not hurt him. You're strong now.
Yeah, it would probably like not be as much of an issue now.
I just wonder if he could eat it.
Right.
Okay. 'Cause
Actually, it's even possible that that is what happened
Here.
because it was like I was getting it
That's
for a while,
true.
and then all of a sudden, like it just stopped, and I felt great.
And that was
Ah,
it. Stop.
But back then, I didn't know. I don't know how long that my vampirism has been. It could have even been lifelong. I don't know. I just know more recently is when I awakened.
Mm.
well, that's a hell of a supernatural defense.
It really is, and I think that actually it's probably been protecting me a lot.
Hmm. But it's good that you're actually aware of it, because most of the people that have that defense are not aware of it. It just happens automatically.
Right.
So basically, all you can do is haul their booties into a bad space and drop them. You're like, bye-bye, and have them eat everything around them. They feel great afterward, but, that's still kind of mean to do.
Actually, it's just like I was telling you earlier at the shop when I was taking those siphons and then cutting them.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit tingly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a little overcharged.
Okay, that's cool. But it's a heck of a defense mechanism.
Well, I'm getting
Okay.
sleepy, you guys. So
You know
I'm
that place I told you about earlier this evening that basically my ex was living before we got married.
Mhm.
There it is.
Well, let me see.
Wait, what? I missed it.
There.
Oh,
Neat.
That's the old house.
wait. Is that on Division?
Huh?
What
No,
street is
that's
that?
that's off of College Street in Des Moines.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, is that the one with the dragon out front of it, or no? Never mind.
I don't know, but
Because I live on College Street in Colfax.
What's
yeah,
neat?
this is off of College Street in Des Moines on the north
Wow.
side, and
Yeah.
this is
Northwest.
used to be an old funeral home that got converted into apartments.
Oh, dear God.
No, thank you.
I'm not in apartments. That's how we get haunted
standing.
apartments. Oh, my God.
Right.
Okay,
All right,
I have
guys.
to
I'm going
check
to
real
say
quick.
goodnight. I love being here. I
have
will
a
see
good
you
night,
next
Angela.
week. You guys too. Bye.
You said north side. Like, do you mean like northwest side of Des
Yeah,
Moines?
basically you go down 6th Avenue down to College Street, hang a right. As you're coming from downtown, you hang a right on College, go down a couple blocks, hang a left on that street, go up the hill, and it's right there on the left.
Because there's something interesting about that.
I know, right?
Um,
And I feel like I've seen it.
wait, what was the address again? If you don't mind.
Shoot.
'Cause it showed it on it.
Hold on, so I gotta back up here.
Thanks, Becca.
Get the street name again. Hang on.
It was Oak something. Four seater. It was a wood.
Oh, if I can get that one. Yeah, it's Oakland Avenue. Like I said, that yeah.
No, that looks really familiar, though.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry.
Oh, that's on the opposite side. Okay.
Is that a better?
So you realize how close that is to where Hickman turns into Arlington, which we were talking about earlier.
Okay. I got a better shot of it here now. All right, window. Yeah, here we go. There's a better shot of it.
Yeah, no, I know that house.
Yeah, it's really familiar. But I don't drive that way.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, that house used to be an old funeral home that got converted into apartments.
Actually,
it looks like it's under different
Let
It
me go back to the memories.
looks like it's under different ownership now, but
okay.
Yep.
Remember how I was talking to you earlier, Alicia, about the siphon that was in a different spot?
Yep.
I did like you like we were experimenting with before with following it back.
Yep.
I think that's why it looks familiar. Because that's the direction it came from.
Well, as far as I can tell, the siphons are coming from all over, and like I said,
Which makes me think, because remember the first one that I went and traced back was just a residential house over in West Des Moines.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if the siphons are not from anyone active, like living.
well, it could be some of it, but I do know some are from living.
Yeah,
Some
but it
have
makes me
malicious
wonder.
intent, some are from living, and of course there are going to be supernatural entities that siphon. I mean, that's just par for the course, but I don't know. Either way, it's got to stop.
Right. Well, I cut that one today, so you're good on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't, and that's interesting. I don't talk about it a lot, but yeah, let's go ahead and bring that up. Actually, you know what? I should do some sort of program specifically on siphons. Earl, Wade, have you ever had the experience of having people actually siphon the energy out of a building you're in or a home, something like that, but multiple siphons, and basically just keep sucking energy from you, the people that you're working with, even right down to the energy of the building and the land around it itself?
So it's like a ventilation.
I have not, to my knowledge.
Have you heard of something like that go on?
Oh yeah,
I have not.
Oh, Earl. All right. How did I know you were going to be the man to talk about this in front of? All right. Please talk to me.
Well,
on my camera. No.
When you, especially when you're dealing with a place that, in fact, we were just talking about this on the last episode. When you've got a place that's centered on certain ley line.
Yeah.
I have heard of this happening. I've not experienced it, but I have heard about it happening, and it is to the point where people don't even want to be in that building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember Thor? What we
people
talked
away.
about? Yeah.
Now, is that because it's like an energetic dead spot, or because the energy keeps being siphoned away?
It keeps being sucked away. Because every time I cut the tethers, it starts to fill back up.
Yep. At one point, I remember I dropped down and I was using my site, and you guys know what a funnel web spider web looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like that, of all the golden threads coming out of the shop, basically people just sucking out. And I'm like, okay, guys, that's just greedy. Come on now. Because what it's doing, it's sucking the life out of the crystals, out of the people, out of the patron, out of the building itself. That whole superstition where witches used to talk to their houses and stuff, it's not really a superstition. Each building, each piece of land has its own consciousness that you can contact.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's really not fair to do that.
Cities, regions, buildings have their own animus, their own spirit.
Yep, like we were talking about that earlier, the Landvetter.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've got a building that basically was built by a contractor who didn't pay attention to where he decided to put the building. And
Marathons.
there's been too many cases of buildings getting constructed right on top of burial grounds.
Way too common.
So, my question, Wade, Earl,
They were kind of
how would
everywhere.
anybody stop this kind of a siphoning?
That I don't know.
At the very least, from a magical perspective, I would at least. Well, I have no idea if it would actually work, but I would at least try something because even if it doesn't work, trying something is better than not doing anything. So I would do things like I would cast a circle around the building. I would dress the ingresses and the doors and window sashes with like protection potion. I would seal the mirrors, things to sort of basically seal the space energetically.
The only problem with sealing the space, because yes, I have tried all of these. This has been an ongoing issue. But it's like it just gets siphoned. Like everything is getting slurped up. Even some of the spirits. And I'm like, God. I did actually contact the building. I kind of put my hands down and I went through, and the building was just tired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that whole area where your building is a weird spot.
Well, it's gotten weirder.
Have you noticed any degradation to the building itself?
Yes, it's breaking down.
Yeah,
It's
because
deteriorating at a faster rate, and this is part of the reason why.
Yeah, I would absolutely suspect that the building itself would start to deteriorate more quickly than otherwise.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like I don't understand why anybody would do this. But then again, after talking with Thor a little bit more, if you're just eating and eating and eating, you're not thinking about the consequences to everything around you.
And also, even like especially with being a vamp, if we feed more than we need more often, then our need grows. So we have to feed more and more and more, and eventually it becomes overwhelming.
Well, I was going to say, and I was actually going to speak to you about this in the shop in private, but I'll go ahead and say a little bit here. I was recently hit with a siphon in my own home. And I don't know if it was meant for me or my husband, but I got hit, and my friend was standing there, and she watched the color drain right out of my face. Now, my home is warded, and it is shielded. But what I think is people are going, any kind of siphoning is going just for the brighter spots of energy. And we were having a really good discussion. I was really happy. Hit me like a brick. My body did respond to it physically. I felt the adrenaline rush and everything else. It's like a physical attack, but it's an energetic one. So the person in question did not realize I could crawl back through and see through their eyes. Saw where they were at. And then I was like, no, you can't have it. That's mine. I need it. And I kept trying to pull what was mine back. All the person kept sending was this really dense pressure energy. It felt like something was squeezing and bearing down on my chest and my head. And so I kept going. I pushed harder. What I ended up having to do was wrap the person almost kind of like wrapping them in a really tight blanket and squeezing it back out of the person until I took back what I needed. And even that didn't quite undo the damage. It was very damaging. I did a couple of things, but yeah, these people are doing damage.
I'm going to recommend a book to you. It's sort of a classic oldie on the subject. It's a bit dense, but it's still extremely invaluable. It's Dion Fortune's book, Psychic Self-Defense.
Actually, yes, I have it. I just have
okay. Good.
Okay.
Because it is considered a classic in the subject for a reason.
That makes me wonder. You said that the energy felt dense and heavy.
When I was trying to pull my own energy back, it was a defense mechanism, basically, so I couldn't get anything
Yeah.
back. So I just crushed the person until I got what I wanted.
But that's interesting because if you think about it, remember what I said that Reiki felt like?
Mhm.
It makes me wonder because, like, I've noticed that, like, even my energy is a little bit different,
Mhm.
and it doesn't mix well with others unless I filter it.
Okay.
So
Well, this
that makes me wonder if it was a vamp, and like when you were pulling it, they'd already filtered it, and
And
so
it,
therefore you had to re-squeeze it back out.
well, either way, it actually caused problems in my chest. It
Yeah.
like I was starting to have a heart attack.
So that most likely is based on their method of feeding. I have described the pseudopods to you before, the like extensions of astral self, and some like if I were to do a direct feed, a lot of times it's there's multiple ways. There's more like a grip that you can do, like a full like having a hand on them kind of thing and pulling you through that. You can literally have it like it where it essentially bites them, or where it like it stabs through into their astral self, and that's how you feed. It can be very damaging if you do it wrong.
Yeah.
And so that sounds more like they were literally holding you by your chest and your head.
Well, like I said, I did not appreciate it, and the problem was afterwards it was still like I got physically attacked. All of the stress hormones
It will
spiked.
last up
Yeah.
to actually it can last a very long time if you don't know how to heal it, but you do. So
I was really surprised at how hard I got hit.
yeah, it's if we are very careless with our feeding, but we're being forceful about it, we can really harm someone. And that's why it's like while I'm trying to be ethical, not everyone is. I can't speak for everyone.
They've actually done studies about that, and they've found that after someone's been fed on, they've noticed in the curling photography of their aura, holes and punctures in their auric field, and it's much less bright than it was before the feeding.
And if you
And
are
it takes a long time to recover from that.
Yep. And if you are aggressive with feeding, you can actually cause someone to have a leak and therefore become a vamp. Which actually kind of lends credence to the whole if a vamp bites you, become a vamp.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I have done energy siphon before out of necessity, but I don't like to do it, and I definitely would never do it like this.
I can't hear you. What?
I have energy siphoned before out of necessity, but
Yeah,
I would
most
never
people
do it
have.
like this. And man, this particular person hit me hard. I mean, hard. And that's why and especially with what I saw through the person's eyes, I could see where they were at. And
It's because when we draw energy, it's like even more than a vacuum. We pull hard, especially like when I'm working on those siphons at the shop.
Yeah,
I have to pull extra hard. And
yeah, I bet.
And it like before they used to just make them shrivel, like burst apart because of how hard I pulled. But now that they're getting used to it, I have to pull and then cut.
Wow.
If you know the identity of the person, I personally wouldn't hesitate to bind them.
To what?
You know, with a poplar or something.
That's the thing. This was a complete stranger to me.
That makes it worse on the one end, yet
most likely, like you were
less
saying,
like guilt-free on the other.
Great points. Like because a lot of times, I like to go to areas with a lot of people because I can feel that there's more energy cast off and I can feed better.
Right.
But again, I feed off of excess and cast off. I don't attack people.
Well, and the thing is, normally with most psychic vampires that I know, they feed from somebody they know or somebody they've met.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This person didn't know me from Adam.
Especially, like, a lot of them do that because then they can manipulate what type of feed it is. Because if we can be around to shape what emotions you have, we can shape what we want. Like, we can make our food right.
Yeah. No. Prep the food, right?
Exactly. Hence why, like I was saying earlier, a lot of vamps that are like mostly subconscious, they tend to be public speakers or like musicians, but up on stage because all the attention's on them. Therefore, it's so much easier to pull once you have the attention on you.
Oh shit! I did not know. Alicia, dear,
Yeah.
I am looking at the map currently for the area of the shop there, and basically you're caught right dead center between the Baptist church and the funeral home.
And here's the thing, Earl. The funeral home is wonderful, and the Baptist church is wonderful. Both of them, they're great. I'm not getting problems from those. I'm getting problems from people in the metaphysical community.
Well, there is
Which is bullshit.
Well, there is what you told me earlier about what you saw through their eyes.
Yes.
It almost makes me wonder if that squared off area behind the Baptist church is that their cemetery?
No.
Okay.
No. And actually, when it got really bad there for a while, what I would have to do, because a lot of negative attachments would walk in through my door. What I would have to do is I would have to basically just drive through Isles Funeral Home parking lot. I don't know what they have. I don't know what they have set up, but it's like something that just pulls automatically any spirits right in and they're gone. And so that's what I would do. I'd just go through on my way home. It would clean me all off. Mm-hmm. I loved it because I was like, no, you guys don't belong with me. You guys are being assholes. Go, you know?
Now, one thing that I would do, at the very least, if I were you, is I would literally cast a circle around my bed, so that you're at least protected somewhat during the night while you're sleeping.
Okay.
Especially with how often you get contacted.
I actually have it energetically done, both around my bed, around the shop, around the house, everything like that. But once again, so I finally had to tell all the spirits, I was like, okay, guys. And I put it up like a doctor's office. Okay, you see how the shutters are down. You see the sign, closed. Open for business 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. In case of emergency, contact, and then I would list off all the media. And actually, it started working. And I'm getting calls from some of the mediums going, why are they visiting me? I'm like, better than visiting me. You guys actually work with this. Bye-bye. So that was fun. I've had some really interesting stuff thrown at me. One of these days, I'll talk about it. But
okay. A psychic medium who I know very well, and I have her book. Basically, she flat out told me that anytime that she needed to go on vacation, she would literally have to hang a sign on the back side of the door of her hotel room with specific times.
Yeah, pretty much.
And basically, she would make it very clear to them, all the spirits, that they had to obey those times.
Yep.
It worked until she slept in one morning. She had somebody hovering above her.
Fun.
And basically, she woke up and she pointed over at the sign, and he pointed down at the clock.
Yep, and they will do it.
Oh.
But I will tell you, all of the spirits here that come to visit me in Des Moines, they're hateful buttholes, or they're sent, and that really sucks. But when I go out of town, when I get out of the 60-mile radius, I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about ley lines. Ley lines, the 60-mile radius around Des Moines. Our ley lines are skunked up. So, you can't say anything. Cracking open.
Yep.
Cracking. Okay. Cracking open. Adventures of a Reluctant Medium.
Is that Isabel? Isabel?
Yep.
Interesting name.
Medium. And then what's her name?
Isabu Esby. ESBY.
Isabel. ESBY. Okay. Boop. There we go. But no, our ley lines are jacked up in Des Moines. Actually, all over Iowa, some of the Midwest. Nebraska's aren't much better. But there is a 60-mile radius around Des Moines. It's grown from 55 to 60. And after you get out of that, the buzz fades, everything's a lot clearer, and you start to feel better. Well, once you get into a couple of the smaller towns in Iowa, I've had spirits come to me, and it was actually probably one of the better experiences I've had, because the spirit just sat down and all I felt was sadness. All it wanted was to tell its story, and then it could move on. And so I wrote it all down, and I went ahead and published it. And that was happy. It was done. That's the kind of stuff I love doing. I'm very happy to do that. But the ones here in Des Moines are just buttholes.
Mm-hmm.
But my old shop, it was actually on a branch off of a node. It was sitting right on it. I just had never discovered it. This one that I'm in now, I don't know what's going on with it. I've tried dowsing it, but it almost feels like it's on a vortex or something.
Yeah, it feels like either a crossing or a vortex.
Yeah. Earl?
Say again.
No, that's... Actually, Earl, you've been to my shop. What are your thoughts on it? Ley line stuff.
Well, okay. It's I don't know who originally designed that building, but
It was the guy who had the hair salon. He built it as a hair salon. And he designed it all himself. He built it off the Earthship movement. At least that's what I can glean out of it. He took it to Des Moines Architectural College and had them build it. They kind of thought he was on crack. It was the 80s. We don't know. But it was built. Okay. And apparently the shape was incredibly controversial for the 1980s at that time, which I don't know why. It was the 80s. I mean, anything goes. Well, I don't know. Earl, Wade, I mean, I was born in 1982, so.
Oh, God, the 80s were like one decade-long fast and disaster.
Okay, I mean, seriously. I don't know why it would be a big deal, but apparently it was. But he still had it built anyway. And it was a very successful hair salon for a long time. Well, unfortunately, most of the businesses after that, they have not done very well at all, including what was probably right before the bank owned it, before me, and that was the back care clinic. Most of the businesses don't last long. And I don't know why. A lot of people in the metaphysical area were like, I wanted to get that building. And I'm like, well, it's sat empty for a really long time. So I don't know, what did you want me to do?
I think I might know why. I just tried to like visit it in memory and like astral. I'm not even sure what I did. But what I was seeing was that there is one ley line running front left to the back right, and the other one, it like crosses there, but that one's like blocked.
Oh.
It's like it's supposed to go like loop over and under,
Well,
but it's like sputtering.
Okay, well, in that case, then I am going to need you, either we can do it with pendulum, or I'm going to need you to sense it out, because that way I'll just drive an iron spike in it. It'll get the flow back. Doing iron spikes with ley lines is kind of like doing acupuncture.
Where you park your car, 2 spaces left, just outside on the grass.
Where I park my car by the church lot.
By the church. Oh. I guess it's where Dennis parked it today.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah.
Like the one that's on the right-hand side of the from the front of the shop.
Okay.
So 3rd space down. Yeah, about 3/4 of the way through that space in the grass would probably be the best spot.
Okay. I will go get old railroad ties and nail it. I'll have you come over though and check it out, because
yeah, it'd be better if I'm in person. I can. I'm pretty sure, but in person would be better.
Okay. Because I
I did not
do,
know I was that good at that.
but
Hmm.
I do know it's so. Well, I guess the other thing would be if I get the ley line flowing again, though, won't that get more siphony?
Most likely, but you'll have
Some power
more
to fight it.
to fill. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's like opening the faucet even though you have a big leak.
Okay.
You'll have the same leak, but more water.
See, I remember a long, long, long time ago, somebody tried to siphon me. It was a group of witches, and I knew that, and I was like, okay, guys, all right, we really want to have some fun. Let's have some fun. What I did was I kind of moved myself over and I toggled them into a star. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. They were like, what the fuck? I'm like, bye. And I just kind of shut that off. I don't know what happened to them. I hope they stopped.
Right.
That's some shitty energy to be getting in. But they shouldn't have done it in the first place, and they deserve it. They're going to be that way.
Well, I
A
mean,
little knowledge can be a dangerous thing.
What?
A little knowledge can be a dangerous thing.
Yeah. Well, it's like how when I fed on the siphons today, I literally I draw on them almost like sucking on a straw, and until it like starts to crimp.
Yeah.
Because you're sucking so hard on it, and it's like not having it letting through, and then that's when I cut it.
Interesting. So my question to you is, since you've been doing that, have you had any bad luck or anything in your life?
No, actually, everything's been pretty great.
Good. Okay. Good. Just wanted to make sure.
Like I said, to me, it's just food.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad it's going to something good. Because no, the siphons suck out luck. They suck out everything. They just suck and suck and suck. And I'm like, how can you possibly need this much? You know? So.
You know, I will agree with Cassie. It feels to me like you have one line that's true, but the other one feels like something is warping it.
That's interesting.
What I was seeing, because it was almost like it was like starting, and then like I would see it and it stops, and then I'd see it and it stops.
Yeah, like it's sort of being warped and sort of twisted around from its normal path.
Yeah, because it's supposed to like do a loop over and under, is what it looks like.
Earl, have you ever heard of something like that?
Not personally, no.
Okay. Because, I mean, it would make sense. You can divert a vein, but, God, that would really fuck up the energy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like diverting a vein in your body.
Yeah.
There are going to be hella consequences. Anybody have any idea how long that's been going on? That's not smart. Nobody should do that.
It seems to be... Let me look back in memory and see what I can think of. Like, first time I went to the shop. Ooh, it was murky then.
Murky. Is it possible?
Yeah, that one was not going.
Is it possible they're eating so much that it's just draining it out?
It is possible, but I don't know. But wow, yeah, it was really murky back when I first went in the shop. Not the stopped one, but the other one.
Yeah. Okay. But I will like I said, all of our ley lines have been jacked up, and it was done on purpose. Yeah. I went out with I'm going to say associate, not even really acquaintance, associate, and we found the remnants of the spell to do it. It was over one of the notes. Somebody had done it purposefully, and I'm like, what kind of an idiot does that on purpose?
The only thing I can think of is that it was fulfillment for some type of promise to some entity.
Well,
right. It's like, yeah, you're doing their work, but you're not getting anything actually good in return.
Well, the thing is, I mean, don't shit where you eat, okay? I mean,
exactly.
This person was still local, and they did this, and it's, yeah, and I don't understand people who do that. No long-term vision. Anyway, but...
No, that's humanity.
What?
That's humanity.
I know, right? But no, and the thing is, I mean, I was out there with this person, and I'm not going to say name, gender, no identifying marks. I don't want them to have any problems. But, you know, we're doing all this, and basically trying to break it up, get it to go back. We were not able to get it to go back. And I'm walking through the forest because this thing, of course, is the node's way the heck out there. Okay, of course. The person had never seen this. The forest changed shape around us. It actually started to block our path and stuff. And I'm just standing there. I'm like, well, this is to be expected. And for the life of me, I don't know why I was that calm. I should not have been that calm. The person actually got scared. They started running. But then I'm just plodding along. I'm like, well, I'm eventually going to find my way out. So,
Well, that way it makes some sense. It's almost like someone trying to protect themselves after they've been hurt.
This was from the entity that got woken up by souring the ley line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That entity was not happy that we were out there trying to clean it up. And so, yeah, that was fun. Did not realize that the person was going to channel that entity into themselves. The person was quite new and quite reckless. And yeah. My guides had a very long heyday and a long talk with me about being safe. And I was like, I did not think that was going to happen. That was not previously discussed. And they're like,
yeah, if anything that you seem, even if it's something you trust, wants to go into you,
no,
don't trust it.
No, we didn't. We know.
Like even with how much I am like devoted and worship to my goddess, if she was like wanted to be into like go into me to enact things, I'd be like, yep, this is no longer my goddess.
No, see, this particular person got into channeling, loved it, started doing it a lot, unnecessarily. And they began to take on some very odd aspects into themselves because everything they were channeling was leaving an imprint. It was leaving, energy behind. But it basically became almost an addiction. So yeah, fun stuff. Anyways. But murky ley line, I don't know. It might be just the general murk, or it could be something else entirely.
Well, it seems to be a lot better now.
Yeah, actually, it does seem to be better.
Like, almost seems to be a full flow.
Yeah.
Like there's still some gunk in it, but it's a lot better.
What you doing, Earl?
Basically, I just wound up sending out a email to Isabu, seeing how it's been a good number of years since the last we talked. I guess the last time I talked with her was back in 2013 when I was still up north.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on the ley lines? Wade, Earl, thoughts on
Good, Wade.
redirected flow?
I am not the most well-educated person on ley lines. My knowledge is pretty peripheral.
Okay.
But if, at the very least, something that I would try and dissuade siphoners, I'm visualizing what they're doing, sort of like strands and threads. I would literally take or buy a nice pair of shears and cast a circle around the building.
Okay.
Because shears are obviously associated with cutting things.
Right.
And then I would literally visualize the circle, snapping those threads.
Okay.
Thor, did you say
would
that
probably work for an initial, but something that might work better, like it's similar to like a witch jar. Maybe some razor wire, because razor wire means it would cut it and keep it protected.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Thor, didn't you say that there is some sort of ley line around that area?
Yeah, there's one running. It's not just under the shop. It's like, because when I see the ley lines, they are deep. Like, so it's like a general purpose. Like it's under everything, but it's kind of in one direction or the other. But it goes under the shop, sort of, like
Well,
like to the left side, and then the other one almost would go directly under it, but it's like blocked.
Okay.
okay, then yeah, I mean, even if it's off to the side of one, you've got one that's really close underneath it, then yeah, um, I would definitely. I'm surprised that you haven't done this already, but yeah, you need to create a circle around that building, and Grant, I know this can be tough to do this, but to talk about using barbed wire, hell yeah.
No, and like I said, I've already done a circle. I've already done the warding and everything. It just punches right through it. But also, you've got to realize this stuff is overwhelming.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's like trying to fight a tide.
Just doing it once though probably won't be enough. It's
No.
probably something you'll have to do over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Especially with how much traffic there is.
And the best person that I can recommend to come and assist you with that, that's going to be Deborah in Cedar Rapids.
Don't know how. Who?
A second. Let me look at something.
Deborah Booth used to be Deborah Maynard. She's a high priestess.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah.
Didn't she give the invocation at the Capitol
Yep.
a few years ago? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, because she and I are good friends, and I would
think she's a Cabot witch too.
Huh?
I said I think she's a Cabot witch too.
She's a Cabot witch.
Oh yeah, no. I think I'm gonna stay clear. of
She would be the one to reach out to, and when you do, just tell her I told you to contact her.
She's off of the Cabot tradition. I better steer clear.
Yeah.
That's not a good one for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to mention anything, but
Okay, so I have an idea.
Well,
don't worry.
Yes, some of them can be a little
What
financially inclined.
What now?
Some of them in the Cabot can be a little financially inclined.
It's not about that. Just
no, it's not about that.
I'm just going to back away from that subject because I don't want to get hit with slander. So, no. But no, it's it's all a learning experience, and this is something that once I learn it, I can put out to other people because I'm not the only one having these issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting worse and worse. And I mean, when you have toxic energy around, like Doc was saying on last program, the dark workers are doing really well because this is their environment. We've got salt water going. The only way to truly get this taken care of is to turn it back to fresh water. The only problem is, how do you do it?
Let's see. Thor, you're there in Des Moines, right?
Yeah.
Some areas just seem to be like vortices of negative energy.
Now?
I can't hear you. What?
Earl?
Who's leading the Cups group there in Des Moines now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't talked to them since I first moved down here, and it just.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck the whole, no.
Okay, all right.
I went there and.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I appreciate it, Earl, but it's not the way it was when you were
very
talking to them.
Christian melded.
All right.
No, and it's not about the Christianity. I can no longer recommend people to the Cups group. I like a lot of people in the group.
They were
but
friendly.
Management, I can't. It's actually come back to me that a lot of the management turned people away from my store and they were almost abusively derogatory.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And there was no reason because I used to send people to the Cups group all the time. I was like, okay, you have a lot of curiosity about Wicca. You want to know about this stuff. This is the group that I would point you to because I was used to it, when Dave Quinn was in it and all that kind of stuff.
That's where I was when I first moved down here. Is I was like curious. I wanted to get into it since I wasn't able to before.
Okay.
And it was still something better than nothing, but it was not comfortable.
I was really
Like
surprised.
they were trying to be like friendly and cool. It just didn't feel right.
Well, I was really surprised at how many I kept recommending people, and I was surprised I had a few honest patrons come back and say, Alicia, you do know that they almost actively hate you over there, right?
That they what?
They almost actively hate the shop. They, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it worked out.
What? And so after that, I just, okay, fine.
It's probably just jealousy.
And I know that, but I can't, in good conscience, recommend people to go someplace
Right.
that are diametrically opposed to me because I'm against dark work. I'm against, a lot of this stuff. So I don't know what they're preaching over there. And to be honest with you, I just don't want to be involved in that.
But
Understand that.
Alicia, for the protection of the shop, I had an idea.
Okay.
Essentially,
Let's maybe not discuss it live until it's done, Thor.
Yeah. Just
smart.
Let's give it a shot.
I also have a few ideas.
It's essentially a modified witch jar.
Okay. Like I said, don't mention it until after it's done.
That's modified, and that's it.
Wade, shoot me. Let's see. Shoot me the ideas. Do you have the shop's phone number?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have a pen? Because
if I need to come down and assist with something, just tell me.
Okay. Thank you. The shop's new phone number, I upgraded to a cell phone, and I'm really, really super happy with it. I love it because people can now text me and everything on the shop phone. So new shop phone is 515-561-4250.
For what?
4250. And just mention that it's Wade, and I'll put you in the shop's contacts. But yeah, any ideas you have are always welcome. Wade, you've always been incredibly knowledgeable, and that's why I like having you on here.
I try.
Same thing with you, Earl. You guys are both very, very knowledgeable, and you guys have been around this area for how long have you been in this area, Wade and Earl?
Well, I came back home from Minnesota in 2013.
Okay.
No, how old now?
Physical, in the metaphysical.
Like 30 years?
Yeah.
So that's 3 decades,
And it's been, 2003 when I came in. So, 21 years?
Okay. So,
Okay. Don't let me forget about it, Alicia, because the guys just told me that yes, it should help.
Okay. Sweet.
She was excited for it.
Okay. In my phone here.
There we go. All right. And my mom's messaging me. She's like, all right, your tiny little feral gremlin is not showing any signs of going to sleep. He's a night owl. Come get him. So, all right, guys.
Yeah, it's about time. I need to do a walk through my house.
Okay. Run a bath for him.
I'm already time. Okay.
Hey, Alicia, can I share a quick funny story with you?
Yes.
I think it's kind of funny, but your mileage may vary. Okay, so back when we were living at the farm, we had this landlady who was just this hag of a woman, and every time she would she would come onto the property, basically as if we had no tenant rights whatsoever, just come and go as you pleased. And whenever mom was there, she would always just sort of say to her like an old hag, "You're lucky." So last week, we go out to the local cemetery, and this woman was old as dirt then, and she since died. And I had no idea that she was buried there, so we were driving around the cemetery, and we happened upon her cemetery. And so I wrote a note, and I go, Virginia, who's lucky now?
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a way to invite spite.
Still bad. Earl, if you have any ideas, message the shop phone. I am going to have to bid you all adieu. But this is actually really, really super fun. So thanks for coming in and hanging out.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Time, dear.
All right. Mwah. Loves to you all.
Right.
And I've got to figure out you too, babe. I got to figure out how to do the closing. Hang on. All right. Outro. Boop.